Oh, pop culture pros, don't you dare be sour. Clap for your world famous podcast host and feel the power. It's the Four Quarter Show. Yes, it is. As always, I am your hostess with the mostest, aka Mr. Swiss Roll, the main event, the showstopper, Mellow. And as always, I'm joined by the Cuban Honduran Avenger. If you know him, you might have seen him in the Superman video because he was in the back. Lose Yourself video, he was in the back. And it is none other than my co-host, Align.
How's it going, everyone? We are back with an episode of Four Quarters. I'm doing fantastic. Today is a big day for two reasons. Because it's 316 day. Let's get Stone Cold Steve Austin. Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I got a Wade 316. No.
Close enough because you're from Miami and that's D Wade. This is Wade Town. And then second, we have a special guest today. Mr. Cotto, Frankie C. He's going to be here. He was supposed to be here last week, but it's okay. He's going to join us tonight for the first half. Mr. Miami himself.
All right, well, you want to give everyone... Well, I guess we'll let everyone know. Unfortunately, I was the big loser this week because Paul George is trash. Lou Will, I didn't forget about you. You trash. And yeah, this man is still the champion, unfortunately.
And my little halftime champion speech. I want to dedicate this title halftime to the Just Too Sweet show. Our boys had their 50th episode tonight, and I was on it. So if you guys want to go check it out later, we're going to put the link in our podcast and our YouTube channel so you can check it out. It's another podcast in Pop Culture Pros. They deal with wrestling, and they're flipping awesome. So shout out to them. And I retain the 4-quarter halftime belt.
Yeah.
All right, so let me introduce the show. This is the 4-quarter show where Mellow and I debate for 4 quarters. Each quarter consists of 10 to 15 minute rounds where we debate about sports on any given topic. There's also a halftime and an overtime. During halftime, we wager on this games during that week, and the winner gets a food of their prize and a drink of their prize. And in overtime, we discuss anything and everything that we want besides sports, whether it's pop culture pros, or movies, TVs, anything we feel like talking about. So, with that being said, Mello, you decide. How long should every quarter be today? What do you think? Do we have a lot of topics?
We do, and I know we have a special guest, so we don't want to, cut him on his time. I know everyone's been anticipating this man on the show, so I say we go the big 1-5. Unless, actually, you know what? For Mr. Stone Cold Steve Austin, why don't we do 16-minute quarters?
This is why you're my podcast partner right here, because that's exactly what we're going to do. A special edition for Stone Cold, for the Just Too Sweet show, for Mr. Frankie C himself. Let's start it at 16 minutes. Mello, first topic that we have today is the NFL free agency. Tell me, what are your boys, your main boy, Bill Belichick, from the Patriots doing? Spending all their money.
I mean, they're doing what the New England Patriots do best, and that's being New England. Last year, obviously, we had COVID. It was a crazy time. A lot of guys said, you know what, screw this. I'm not going to come in. I'm just going to go stay home, get my bread some other way, and then, wait for all this to go away. But now everyone's back. We found out where all that money that, Tom Brady, didn't use up. We found out where that money's going. It's going to guys like Nelson Aguilar, apparently. I don't know why. But yes, sir. I mean, they're making some moves, and I think this is the season where we see who really, who made things in New England work. Was it Bill Belichick? Was it Mr. Brady?
Listen, I'll tell you what's really going on in New England. What's happening in New England is Mr. Bill Belichick is feeling the pressure of needing to win now. Because if he keeps losing seasons and Tom Brady keeps winning more championships, there's going to be a problem. So look who now is going out and spending money in free agency, something that he never did for Mr. Tom Brady. But now he's realizing, oh my God, my system is gone. oh my God, what am I going to do? I need to go get players. I need to go sign some free agents. I need to go get some voidable contracts and get some one-year deals up in this room so we can start beating Tom Brady, because that's what he's most worried about. He is most worried about his legacy and knowing that before Tom Brady, he was trash. And now without Tom Brady, he is trash. So he needs to go sign some players. In history, we notice when a team goes out and signs players by the numbers like this, usually it does not lead to success. But Mr. Bill Belichick is hoping that this leads to success. That's what's going on in New England.
Hold on a second. You mean the Bill Belichick that was a Super Bowl champion before?
Was he the head coach?
He was still champion. He still ran the offense for probably one of the greatest.
He ran the defense.
He ran defense? Or he was an offensive coordinator.
Everybody, we have a man who doesn't even know what he's talking about right now.
Well, you know what? Lucky for you. Lucky for all the Tom Brady fans out there, the New England fans out there. We get to see Tom Brady versus Bill Belichick this year.
Why don't we bring Mr. Frankie C?
Absolutely.
To see what he has to say.
The man that leans more right
than Fat Joe.
The man who, was he at the Capitol? Who knows? Who knows? It is none other than, Frankie C. Frank Cotto.
All on the show, the fourth quarter show. Thanks for having me, guys. It's an honor, man. It's an honor to be on the show with you guys, and I'm looking forward to having some fun, man. You guys are talking Tom Brady. He's redefining age, man. You know, he's giving us hope. If we can look that way at the age of 43, 44, you know, I'd be pretty happy, right?
Absolutely. Supermodel wife, kids, money.
Beautiful wife.
Tom Brady more than ever now. Why? Because he proved to be bigger than the New England Patriots organization. Usually athletes are not bigger than the organization. Tom Brady has redefined that. He's bigger than the organization. We have guys like LeBron in the NBA who are bigger than the organization as well. But in the NFL, we never saw it before. And, you know, Brady leaving New England and winning a Super Bowl outside of New England just proves it's a fact, right?
Preach it, baby. Preach it. Frankie, do you have your drink on you or what?
I already had my drink. I'm prepared.
Here in the fourth quarter show.
I'm ready to go.
We're going to take a shot for you right now. We have a 100 proof right here. What is this called? Some rum mints?
Well, it looks like water. But here, cheers to you, Frank. Thank you so much for coming on.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm so excited, man. Love it. Love it. And I love Alain's Jay Will jersey back there, man. I'm sure he deserves that honor. Like, the Heat didn't put him in the rafters. You did.
Listen, that's Mr. White Chocolate himself. Thank you so much for giving a shout out to Mr. White Chocolate. That's an autograph right there. That man.
We're the first show to talk about Jason Williams since 2002.
Listen, about time. But all the youngsters
that
are
says
watching
Williams,
him.
Not Bibby. So I don't know if you're talking about white chocolate.
Listen, everybody watches him on YouTube.
Who is that? Nah.
I should say Bibby if we're talking about white chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
But Frank, I do want to bring up a point. I do agree that this is. I wasn't a big fan of Tom Brady before, but up until the season and the end and how just everything he handled,
he's poetry in motion.
I fell in love with him. Watching him just, be a regular person, just let loose. You can just tell that in New England he was like very confined and like being held together. And here he's just like, you know what? I don't give an F anymore. I'm gonna be me.
Word in the street is that playing in New England is boring. Nobody likes to play for Bill Belichick. People went to New England to play with Tom Brady, not to play for Bill Belichick.
They took discounts for Tom Brady,
and they're still doing it.
3 more years left. I see him winning tomorrow.
Listen, everybody needs to celebrate their accomplishments the way that Tom Brady celebrated the Super Bowl. That man was drunk on a boat in Tampa. I mean, that's every Sunday for us in Miami, but still, he was drunk
across the Alley River.
What a legend!
When he threw the trophy,
that would have been a disaster.
And thank God it was Gronk catching it.
That would have been a disaster, man.
Thank God it was Gronk with those big ass hands was able to catch that, and he caught it perfect too.
What a duel! What a tandem! Brady to Gronkowski, man.
So, Frankie, do you think the Patriots are going to do well with all these new players, or do you think making a team like this takes some time to develop? Or do you think Bill Belichick's just the GOAT of coaches?
Kraft and Bill Belichick are in and out of their minds at this point. What Tom Brady did to them, win a Super Bowl, and Robert Kraft is in attendance. did mental damage to both Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft, irreparable damage. I mean, think about the size of the damage. They re-signed Cam Newton. I mean, these guys are cooked. They're cooked in the head. Why? Because they couldn't stand watching Tom Brady win a Super Bowl by himself. They couldn't stand it. Robert Kraft is the businessman. He must have been dying inside. Every quarter of that Super Bowl, Robert Kraft was dying inside. Why? Because there's something bigger than money, Alain. There's something bigger than money. And you know what that is? Winning championships, baby.
There we go, baby. There we go. That's all that matters in the end is winning some championships.
Jerry Jones can't buy one.
Nope. And the way it's looking for him, he ain't getting one anytime soon.
Confetti flying from the sky. Millions can't pay for that confetti. Alain.
Robert Kraft was so happy. Robert Kraft was so excited about that. He used to get happy endings, bro. So what can we do? That's how happy championships make you forget everything. Just go win some championships. Unfortunately, right now, your championship is over there in Tampa because you're not going to win any of the Patriots, baby.
Alain, that man won a Vincent Lombardi trophy his first year out of New England. The Dolphins haven't won one since 72.
Undefeated, though, baby.
73.
Undefeated for 72.
Yeah. And then Marino went to the Super Bowl as a rookie, and then never again. We're cursed. I heard a story that the stadium was built on top of an Indian graveyard. If you guys want to put that on Google.
Really?
It's not a conspiracy theory. It's actually factual. It's pretty funny. I'm not superstitious, but the stats are the stats, man. These
Sounds like we got to bring the old Boston Red Sox. Is it Epstein? Is that his name? Who's the guy? Theo Epstein. We got to bring him to Miami because
Theo Epstein to Chicago.
I know, but what I'm saying is he cures curses. He cured the Boston curse. He cured the Chicago curse. We got to bring him here to Miami, and he likes prime cities.
You know what we need? A general manager in Miami, outside of Tom Finkel and Stephen Ross. And all, we need somebody who's good at Madden.
That's true.
We need a young man, a general manager who is good at Madden, does not go on the settings and customize the settings and puts a no salary cap. A man that follows the salary cap in franchise mode. You know, does not put the trade to go through. You know, when the settings, when the trades go through, automatically. A man that actually sticks by the book in Madden. We need a man like that as GM in Miami.
Are you that man, Frankie? Are you that man? Is that what you're trying to say?
I would have given Tom Brady a call, whether it's tampering or not, and I would have been like, Tom, I have assets. I have 30% of the organization is yours. You'll be the co-owner of the Miami Dolphins. Just one season. I'm going to give you 30%. You'll be the owner of the team. Not only are you the owner, Tom, you will also be the GM.
You know what the problem? You know what the only
on defense, Tom. You could even be in the linebacker's ear on defense.
The only issue with
Tom
what
Brady
you're
can
saying,
get anything he wants from me.
but Tom Brady doesn't. All he wants is a championship. He takes less money. You can offer him ownership, and he goes, "I do not care."
Who are you going to bring around me is what he's going to ask. Who are you going to bring around me?
You told Tom Brady. The Dolphins' salary cap is beautiful. The Dolphins have 2 first-round picks in the first round of the draft this year, which I'm very excited for. I hope we trade them to Texas or to Green Bay for Aaron Rodgers. And on that subject, you know, I wanted to ask you guys something. What do you guys think of Tua Tagovailoa, who I don't know how to spell his last name, and neither do many Dolphins fans. And it's for a reason. If we don't know how to spell Tua's last name, it's because he has not embedded himself in our hearts.
Frankie, we're going to talk about that in this.
Tua's last name. I can't spell it. Neither 8 out of 10 Dolphins fans cannot spell Tua's last name. Can you imagine that? Our starting quarterback.
How many can say it? What is the percentage on the ones that actually say his last name?
If you go around Hard Rock Stadium with a clipboard and you survey Dolphins fans tailgating and tell them, hey, how do you spell Tua's last name? They're going to have a hard time. Why? Because he doesn't deserve for us to know how to spell his last name. He's done nothing. If Fitzpatrick would have been in the center, man, we would have gone to the playoffs. We would have gotten that one victory that we needed.
I'm gonna have to, Frankie. I'm gonna have to stop you because you're already getting into second quarter territory. So right now, we're gonna talk about all of this in second quarter.
Tua's name crossed my mind, and to be honest, he doesn't float my boat.
Listen, I hear what you're saying, but let's talk about let's finish the Patriots conversation because let's all jokes aside on how they did make good pickups. They're trying to get the 2 tight end system. They got 2 tight ends and they're fixing their defense. They did get a Dolphin player.
New England is done.
So, yeah.
I wouldn't say that they're done though.
Are out of their minds. They lost it completely, man. That team is going to win 4 games next season.
No, I don't think so. I think you're getting a lot of pieces back. They're doing what New England does. They don't get flashy players. They're getting 2 tight ends. They're trying to do, what they always do.
But that worked with Tom Brady.
It doesn't matter. You make it sound like Cam Newton's a bum. Cam Newton's been in the Super Bowl. He's an MVP.
But he had good players when he went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, okay, but this is a different system. They gave him a year. We'll see what he
Brady
does.
has played in the Super Bowl ever since we have use of reason. Tom Brady has been the Super Bowl starting quarterback for a team, whether it be Tampa Bay or New England, for most of our lifetime. Can you imagine that greatness? He's bigger than Michael Jordan.
It's true.
Way bigger.
I
That
totally agree
legacy,
with you.
winning a Super Bowl is the toughest thing to do in professional sports.
I totally
it's tougher
agree.
than winning an Olympic gold medal.
Tua needs a lot of help.
It's not a
and
best of 5. It's not a best of 7. It's one game. This man has won. Ready?
Well, let's give a shout out to our fans real quick. Danny, thank you. What's happening, boys? You know, we're doing well, D. And David, here we go. David, I know you're killing it in Call of Duty. Keep it up. Tua needs a lot of help, and he does. Well, you know what? He does need a receiver and maybe a tight end, but dude, that defense was stellar all year, and they needed to bring in the closer and Fitzmagic in the fourth quarter a lot of times. So
Exactly.
But here's a good example with David. Cam never had a real number one in. Last year he didn't have anything.
Steve Smith?
At the end of his career? You're kidding?
He said Cam has never had a real number one. That is not true.
Yes, it is. You can't say someone at the end of their career is a real number one.
Steve Smith was a number one.
That's like saying that when Randy Moss went to the Titans, he was a real number one.
Kelvin Benjamin
wide
was pretty
receiver.
good.
Kelvin Benjamin has always been that guy that's not going to give you the... He's
the
good too.
Dolphins have the 3rd overall pick, if I'm not mistaken. It's the first round, and then they have another pick mid-range. I think it's 15. Okay. Jamar Chase. This guy's Megatron. The scouts have him rated higher than Julio Jones was rated, scouting report-wise. Jamar Chase. If we draft that man, Tua Tagovailoa cannot get him the ball. Period. And it's a hell of a wide receiver. And that's always been Miami's issue, the position of quarterback. Our defense is stellar. Our defense can win a championship. Now, we need a game manager. We need a quarterback. I'd say we take Alex Smith.
Well, some can argue that Tua is a great game manager.
Left-handed quarterback, the ball comes out of his hand weird. Wide receivers don't like it. Wide receivers don't like it when a lefty quarterback, the way the ball spins, the spiral, coming out of a left-handed quarterback, the wide receivers just don't dig that. On top of that, he's undersized. Guys, quarterback has to be big, strong, right-handed man.
What about Russell Wilson?
Oh, man.
He's not big.
Oh, man.
He's undersized.
But Russell is special, Mo. He's a special quarterback.
Tua can be special. He just needs the right thing.
There's a thing called the it factor. It's an unwritten stat. Either you have it or you don't. It's called the it factor. It's an unwritten stat. No scout, no scouting combine in Indianapolis, no report could ever detail the it factor. Either you're a winner or you're not. Russell Wilson has that championship DNA. He's got the it factor. Tua Tagovailoa, I just didn't see it. How many games did he play? How many games did he start in?
I want to say 7 or 8, something like that. He started
7 games
something like
ample time. Look at Big Ben Roethlisberger. Stepped in on Monday Night Football. Nothing was ever the same again. Tom Brady stepped in for Drew Bledsoe. Nothing was ever the same again. If you are a stud, if you are it, if you have the it factor, it doesn't take you 7 games to show the world you're it.
Look, I'm not going to disagree.
On the field, you're special.
I'm not going to disagree with you. You do need a quarterback who has the it factor, but I'm not going to dismiss Tua that quickly. I'm just saying that the Dolphins are ready to win now, and we have a quarterback who's going to take a couple years to develop. I feel that's Tua's trajectory, and I feel we're going to be in the same boat that we were with Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill was not a win now guy, and now that he's in a great team, they're able to make the playoffs and do what they got to do.
Had we had Tannehill last season, we would have won 12 games.
I know, yeah, I agree with you because he's ready now, and I feel Tua's in that same trajectory because I think he's a talented guy. He's won in every aspect of in high school and in college, so I think he is a winner. I just feel he's not a winner now, which is what we need.
Can I make a bold prediction?
Let me hear it.
Just one bold prediction.
Go ahead.
I think, and this moment will make the show go down in history if it's right. I think the Dolphins are going to shock the world, trade a bunch of picks, and bring home the sheriff, Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
Jordan Love is ready to go. They
Said it here first. Said it here first, baby.
Miami have a great relationship. The Packers airplane is always parked at Miami International Airport. Always. Steven Ross and the Packers have a great relationship. They were straight back and forth. I have a feeling the Dolphins are going to shake the landscape of the NFL and bring home the sheriff.
And just like that,
that's a big prediction. But you know what I will give you, Frank, though? That here on the Four Quarter Show, we make bold predictions, and we are 98.7% of the time correct.
This is true.
So,
Hello, if we hit on that prediction,
We're gonna have you back on the show.
absolutely.
Walter.
We're gonna just to talk about it.
oh man.
No
Walter,
worries, Walt.
you just missed a little bit of Patriots talk. Don't worry, you're still in time.
So let me just give a little shout out to this drink. Thank you, Mello, for buying me my drink, 100 proof Rumple Mints, the little peppermint alcohol right here. It's not really a whiskey for St. Patrick's Day.
No, it's a peppermint drink that is really strong, and yeah, I don't know. Frank, what did you have before the show then to drink?
Oh man, can I say it on the air?
Yeah, go ahead.
I had a cocktail of Big Pharma with some dispensary products. Had a Heineken, just feeling a little thirsty. You know, right now I'm just like a nuclear reaction, man. You know,
So, Frank,
just a lot of things are going on, but they're all positive things.
before we go into the second quarter, just tell us a little something about yourself so our fans know who they're dealing with, you know, where you're from. What,
Your favorite
you know.
sports teams, just
I'm
things
gonna
like
do a
that.
little video for the Instagram.
They're doing it
You
for
know,
the gram.
Show all the boys that I won the fourth quarter show.
So
You're
tell
right,
us, Frankie, tell us something
Got the
about
Aaron
yourself.
Rodgers prediction. And you know, man, I'm homegrown. You know, a lot like you guys, and we're really excited about Miami sports and sports in general. You know, I think sports helps the world be a better place. Sports and music. Without sports and music, you know, what world would we live in? So, you know, it's a pleasure to be on the show. Thanks for having me on the show, guys. And you know, hopefully one day I can be on the show. You know, to talk about a post Super Bowl victory for the Miami Dolphins, right?
Hell yeah.
I know.
give me a hell
I know
yeah.
that.
Give me a hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, give me a hell yeah.
What?
All right. Let's get started on the second quarter. Now, we're going to keep going on our Dolphin talk.
Second quarter. 2-1. I'm ready. Put your helmet on, kid.
Second quarter talk right now. Let's do some Fitz magic signs with the Washington football team. Now, should the Dolphins have kept Ryan Tannehill? Ryan Tannehill. Woo. Ryan Tannehill.
Nope.
Should we have kept Fitz magic? I love Fitz magic.
I love that man.
What does everybody think? Should we have kept Fitz magic? Let me get a 1. Should we keep 2
my
with 2?
love for Ryan Fitzpatrick is a little personal, and I'll tell you why. I had
Dímelo.
$1,500 riding in that game against Oakland. Right, there was a 1% chance that the Dolphins could pull it off, and this guy saved the day. I was about to lose $1,500. It was the biggest bet I had ever done. You know, I had played a little bit of poker the night before, and I was trying to make up for the losses. So I'm like, fuck it. Excuse me for the word. I was like, screw it. I'm gonna double up here and make up for the losses. I'm putting it on my Miami Dolphins. Man, it was an anguishing, long game. You know what? It was almost not worth the victory. But man, when that field goal went in from Jason Sanders,
Qué rico.
you know what are they? Fitz magic, baby. Woo! Fitz magic.
So,
got sacked out of his mind.
So, Frankie, somebody thinks you've taken too many shots with all this Tanny love you have.
That was you, my friend. That was when you named Tannehill instead of Fitzmagic.
Oh, that's true.
He misses Tannehill.
Yours was the nice shirt.
Look, I'm going to say it right now.
The one
Tannehill
that
or
got away.
Fitzmagic, better than Tua last year. Would have been better than Tua last year.
Of course. We would have won 14 games.
You would have made the
from 12
playoffs.
We went to 12 to 14.
Would have been 16-0 if Tannehill was under center. We would have even won a game, 17-0.
Well, it's what I told the line this. I said, what Tannehill really needs as a quarterback, he needed a good running back. I'm not saying, obviously, Derrick Henry is elite, but just give him a good running back, and he would have been able to manage the game better. He didn't have that down here in Miami. Unfortunately, he didn't.
Listen, we would not have gone 16-0 because there's one man in Buffalo who's in our division called Josh Allen.
Yeah, but in that first game, you guys almost beat him.
Right now, it's fine, but right now he's the best quarterback in our division.
Wait a minute.
Of course.
Melo, you just say you guys?
Oh, I'm not a
Who
Dolphins
do you cheer
fan.
for? I didn't know you didn't cheer for the Dolphins.
Oh,
I
wait
didn't.
for it.
I
Wait
don't.
for it.
I told
I
me you're a
am.
Cowboys fan.
Oh, no. What am I?
No.
I'm not crazy?
Worse.
Crazy?
Oh,
This is worse.
No, come on. It's not worse.
it's worse.
I am a New York football Giants fan.
It's not bad. You guys beat Tom Brady.
Hey, we kept your guys' season, your perfect season alive.
Perfect season alive. I know. We sent you guys a gift.
We enjoyed the gift basket. The wine was good. Cheese is good too.
Sent you guys a gift, man. You know, but you know, here's another funny thing. You know, the Giants. When the Dolphins were perfect, the NFL season was 14 games, right? It was a 14-game season when the Dolphins were perfect. They played 2 playoff games in the Super Bowl, right? Brian Greasy at quarterback. So you're looking at 15, 16. They won 17 games, right? The Giants went 16-0. Then won 2 playoff games, correct? Or they had a bye week? No. Well, yeah,
the Patriots, the Patriots were.
The Patriots. It was the Patriots won more games that season than the Dolphins did. I hate old stats. They shouldn't count. You think Babe Ruth could hit a fastball in this day and age?
It doesn't matter though. He hit the fastball back then.
Yeah.
The Elias sports burial should stop its stats in the year 1990.
Let me
Brady
explain to
twice.
you.
Just,
Let me explain to you why I'm okay with the stats. Because back then there were no steroids, there were no enhancements, there were none of that, right? So the fastball is equivalent to the speed of the swing. So if the pitchers back then could throw 100 and Babe Ruth was able to take PEDs, same thing, same results.
You know what? The right field porch in the Polo Grounds, where Babe Ruth hit about 300 home runs, was 180 feet away from home plate.
Have you seen New Marlin Park?
The Polo Grounds. Have you seen the right field porch in this day and age in Fenway Park?
Yo, some of these parks are.
Either of us can hit it out of there. Big Papi Ortiz was a nobody in Minnesota. The guy went to Boston and he's a Hall of Famer.
That's because Manny Ramirez.
The right situation.
Well, you hear the same thing about Yankee Stadium. Same thing where right field, it's a little bit lower than everything else, so it just goes on over. You just literally have to hit a pop fly.
You gotta hit the ball with a bunch of Bronx screaming fans, man. That's a tough place to play.
That is what makes it tough there. But besides that, look last year there was no fans, so it was just
What about Colorado?
The Marlins weren't surprised.
The ball flies in Colorado. Are we going to take away Todd Helton's stats? I mean,
think about it. The air's thinner in Colorado. Todd Helton was hitting it out of Coors Field with one hand back in the day. So was Larry Walker.
Giancarlo Stanton used to thrive in Colorado.
Shout out to Larry Walker and me drafting him in every MVP game.
Oh, man,
I used to love Larry Walker.
Hey, do you guys remember John Dowd, the guy that they had for Barry Bonds?
Dude, of course we remember him, man.
John Dowd. I didn't like playing with him because it just didn't feel like Barry Bonds.
Yeah, it felt weird.
Yeah, it just didn't feel like Bonds. Man, what's up with Bonds? He didn't have an agreement with the MLB Players Association?
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much a contract thing where it's like Bill Belichick and Madden. Bill Belichick is not in any Madden.
Why is he so weird?
Well, it's like Jordan for a while also wasn't on 2Ks.
Yeah,
Jordan for a minute wasn't in 2Ks.
All right, so
yeah, he you would ask him and he just go some other direction.
Back to the original question. So, do you think Fitzmagic is going to work out with the Washington football team, or is it going to be a fail? Is the team going to be good? I mean, what do you think is the signing with that?
Well, I mean, Fitzpatrick wanted to play, so he's in the right situation in Washington. He's going to get playing time. Is he gonna have a winning record? I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe he'll go 8-8, at best 9-7. Will Washington be a playoff team? Of course. That division is horrific. So Fitzmagic has a really big chance of making the playoffs, and good for him. And at the end of the day, he's in the NFC, so it's not going to bother me. And if we face him in the playoffs with being the Super Bowl, I'd be the happiest man ever.
NFC just won the championship, so I don't know where this NFC.
I took it all the way there.
Good.
I'm trying to win one, Melo. I'm trying to win one.
No, but I think
I want to celebrate. Let me ask you something, Melo. What was it like when you guys won Super Bowl? What did you feel?
God.
What's that feeling like? Like, I've never felt that. Alain has never felt that.
We won the Marlins. We won the Heat. I mean, we've had our fair share of championships,
If
Frankie.
the Miami
Let's not.
Dolphins win the Super Bowl, it's a totally different
football's so much different than when baseball.
What did you feel when the New York Football Giants won the Super Bowl? When David Tyree caught that ball, like, what were your emotions like during that Super Bowl?
There were so many things going on just because we were counted out from even before the playoffs started. They said we're gonna lose to the Bucks. Then we're gonna lose to the Cowboys because we haven't beaten them all season. Then we're gonna lose to the Packers because we got blown out by them in week 2.
Sounds like Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
It does. And then we're playing this undefeated team that we lost in week 17. That greatest receiver, greatest quarterback.
You guys had to go into Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, and take down the Packers in Lambeau Field.
Everyone's saying that Eli can't do it, and then if you go back to that Super Bowl game, everyone talks about the catch, but Eli had a scramble that he was going to get sacked. Any other game, you would have thought Eli gets pulled by the jersey, it's a sack. He was able to scramble out.
I disagree. Listen.
How do you disagree on that?
The scramble was nice, but it was more of the catch.
Without the scramble, there's no catch. There's no throw.
But you see, that's the same thing I could say about LeBron James. Without LeBron James giving you 3/4 of greatness, there is no final shot. There is nothing. So it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is the catch was bigger than the scramble. I've seen scrambles like that before. I've never seen a one-handed helmet catch to save a game. I've never seen that.
You guys want to know why and how the football gods truly do exist? Think about that catch that David Tyree made. When Seattle played New England in the Super Bowl, that interception at the goal line was the football gods saying, yo, Tom, I'm not doing this to you again. Because remember, before that play, a crazy downfield play happened. It was a crazy catch. The guy bobbled it. I forgot what receiver was it.
It was the guy from Seattle. What was his name?
I forgot his name off the top of my head. So this guy bobbles the ball, makes an insane catch, David Tyree-esque, right before that goal line interception. So I feel like the football gods just broke even with Tom Brady on that play, man.
Well, I wouldn't say broke even because then the second time they played in the Super Bowl against the Giants, Mario Manningham had another catch in the sideline that was just perfectly placed.
But then you see, that's where the football gods come in, and I think the football gods just are Giants fans when it comes to Patriots because if you remember, Wes Welker was this far from catching a pass that could have made the field goal to win the game and do what Tom Brady usually does. But it was this. So I just think the football gods hate the Patriots or love the Giants.
I wouldn't say hate the Patriots because they have 6 Super Bowl rings.
I guess they just prefer
the Giants over the Patriots.
Yeah, they're for sure Yankee fans over Boston fans.
Tom Brady has those 6 Super Bowl rings in New England, not the organization. He should say that publicly. He should say, I have 7, and the 6 that New England has are mine too.
By the way, that catch in Seattle was made by Jermaine Kearse.
Jermaine Kearse. Yeah,
all right, guys, let's
for a long
time. The Dolphins did a trade recently for Benedict McKinney. They traded with the Texans. They just swapped linebackers, as you guys all know. We let go of Van Noy, and we swapped linebackers. And I think this is a genius move. This is a Pro Bowl linebacker, and it's going to be better for our defense.
I think the Dolphins just need to stop fucking around. My apologies to everyone out there. Stop trying to trade for I know they're trying to make goody-goody with the Texans. Just get Deshaun Watson at this point. Make your offer.
I have to understand the bigger plan, Melo. We're opening salary cap space for the sheriff.
So wait, you wouldn't want Deshaun Watson?
Mister, check down.
No, really? I would. I mean, I would take everyone else. I'm not a Deshaun Watson, but
I would take him over Tua. I think he's a great quarterback.
Take who? Take who over who?
He would take Deshaun over Tua.
I just feel like Aaron Rodgers.
I would take Deshaun. I would take Russell. I would take Aaron. I mean, that's our name of quarterbacks.
Matt Moore
I'll take
Matt Moore. Great game manager. Matt Moore
used to be.
I'd tell Chad Pennington to suit up.
Chad, remember Chad P? I always tell him about Chad P, but it was one of our greatest days. We made it to the playoffs that year. Unfortunately, you know what happened with Chad P?
We beat the Jets to get in, man, and then we got killed by the Ravens.
Because here's what happened. Chad P decided to do something he never does. He decided to sling the ball against Ed Reed. Chad P was like, they'll never see this coming. They'll never see the most accurate quarterback.
Defense with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed waiting, just baiting.
That defense was fantastic.
Here's to the Dolphins making the playoffs and the Giants.
We'll make the playoffs this year. Cheers. But honestly speaking, I really do think that before the draft and before the whole entire free agency frenzy breaks out loose, man, I really do think the Dolphins have something brewing, something really special.
I hope so.
I don't think Tua Tagovailoa will be under center for Miami next season. Brian Flores is just not a fan, man. I can tell.
Well, what I was going to tell you right now was that, this is the first time in a very long time that Miami has a coach that, as a fan, I personally would trust whatever he does. Flores, I feel like he's on the right track. He has that mindset of what his vision is.
He's a player's coach. Like, the guys love to play for him. And I love Brian Flores. I love what he's doing. I'm super excited about him. I just think that the Miami Dolphins took Tua on the draft, number 7 it was, right? I think we took him in the draft, man, just to please the fan base, to sell some tickets.
You know what I think?
Some season tickets, man.
No, I think it was more of they didn't want to be the assholes who messed up by not drafting Tua. It's always that thing where Tua was the best quarterback, the second best, or at that time he was the number 1 recruit before the injury. And I think they didn't want to look. You won't look as bad if you draft him and it messes up than if you skip him and then you're the asshole team who skipped on Tua. That's what I feel, you know?
Kind of like how they look with passing up or choosing Tua over Justin Herbert, who went on and
come on, man. Herbert is great.
Incredible season.
You know what?
I've got so many Justin Herbert rookie cards, man.
I mean, that's a talk for another day, but I want to finish off this quarter since it's going to end soon on one of the best quarterbacks of all time, Drew Brees. And I just want to hear your opinion on your guys' opinion on Drew Brees. Do you think he's one of the best quarterbacks? Do you think it's all talk? Do you guys hate that he didn't come to the Dolphins and we got Dante Culpepper?
Dante Culpepper. It's a curse. It's a curse. It's an Indian burial.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. When we signed Dante Culpepper, I was totally on the Dante Culpepper team, guys. I was totally Dante Culpepper for sure.
And then Culpepper, after we let him go, the guy signed to the Raiders, scores a touchdown on us, and points at his leg, which was his last career touchdown. It was a lose-lose here. We didn't win in any aspect on that deal. Not even when we released him. We released him and he scored on us to win the game. It's a curse.
You know what? We are fortunate. Going back to Drew Brees, we're fortunate that we were able to watch his greatness. He did win a Super Bowl, which means he passes Dan Marino as one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Because not only did Drew Brees put the stats, but he also won the Super Bowl. He won the big game when it mattered.
Coming back from a shoulder injury, like the one he came back from when he was with the Chargers. I mean, this guy had his whole entire arm rebuilt, which is the reason why the Dolphins didn't take him. They'd rather take the guy with the rebuilt leg than the rebuilt shoulder. And man, oh man, who's the one that made that decision? Who was the general manager at the time?
Was it Jeffrey Ireland?
It was Jeffrey Ireland.
I think it was Ireland. Ireland was just making trash decision after trash decision.
Man. But you know what? This is a totally different conversation. But you know, drafting when Ireland took Ted Ginn over Brady Quinn, man, Brady Quinn would have thrived in Miami. It was the right situation.
You know,
it's all about the right situation.
Listen, what you just said right now, how the Dolphins keep, you didn't say this, but pretty much the Dolphins keep fucking up draft picks. At this point, just trade 5 draft picks for a quarterback. At this point, we've messed up so many first round picks. Just go get someone who's actually good.
Call the Packers and be like, hey man, you guys want to rebuild your organization? I have 2 first-round picks. I got second rounder. I got a third. I'll give you my first pick for the next.
Yeah, Frankie. See, it's more like how many picks do you want?
Look, right now the Dolphins are trying to sign. I think it's the running back, Darnold, right? For the running back that the Packers just released. I forgot his last name. It's on the top of my head. The Dolphins were trying to sign him. The Packers just released their running back, right?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna check right now.
Yeah,
but tell me.
I think it's brand new news. Head Culpepper, maybe 6 touchdowns against the Vikings, right?
Oof. That's the
Culpepper
end of the
wasn't a bad quarterback at all. I didn't think he was trash. It's all about the right situation, man.
No, I agree with you. I just want the Dolphins to play better this year, and I know that starts with quarterback play. We have a great defense, and even though we traded Van Noy, I do believe Flores knows what he's doing with defense. I'm just scared about our offense.
Tua Tagovailoa is Pat White 2.0.
Yikes! You know what?
Wow, that's not a good comparison.
I'm not gonna say 2.0 because he at least finished the season. He finished the season. I think he's more. I think he's. You know what? I can't even say he's Tannehill 2.0 because Tannehill at least threw for 4,000 yards.
I do want to get your opinion on something, Frank.
Matt Leinart and Pat White.
Matt Leinart. Frank, I do want to get your opinion on one thing.
Tell me.
Last season, as a Dolphins fan, you watching, obviously Fitzmagic tear it up beginning of the year, and they said, okay, yeah, he got hurt or he got COVID, something like that. We're gonna bring in Tua, and then they went on and started him, but in 2 or 3 games, they took him out in the fourth quarter to put Fitzpatrick. How did you feel about that? Because I know how I felt. I know how Align felt about that. How did you feel about that?
I love the move from Brian Flores because that move right there not only showed the fan base and everybody watching that he's going to go with the hot hand. He doesn't give a hell what the media has to say. Benching your starting quarterback, especially the quarterback of the future, can do some damage to the confidence of the quarterback. It's a mental game. Sports in general, it's a huge percentage of the sport itself. Any sport is mental. You're getting benched. Think about what happened to Jalen Hurts in that championship game when they brought in Tua and they benched Jalen Hurts. So at the end of the day, that can take a toll on you mentally. and it takes away from the leadership. The quarterback is supposed to be the leader of the team. If you get benched by the coach, man, I'm sorry. You're going to practice on Tuesday. You're not the leader of the team. You just got benched.
Yeah.
So the respect level there, especially if you're throwing interceptions during practice. Look, man, it's not right. You just feel it. It's not a right fit. It's not a right fit with Tua. Is he bad?
I'm saying that's exactly what I said. I said I don't think it was good for Tua in the future going because you have. I feel like not only does it affect Tua, but like you said, it affects the players. You're like, okay, you took him out, even though he's supposed to be, the guy leading us to the win, and then you brought this other guy in.
The game twice at two separate occasions, and that right there is just, man. You know what? The season went downhill after that moment. Think about it. We had a hot start. We lost against New England and Buffalo, and then we teared it up, and the defense was showing out. We're the number 1 ranked defense in the league. Again, circling right back, it starts at quarterback. We need a game manager, somebody with the tier of Eli Manning, somebody who's just going to get the job done and not make any mistakes.
Can you say that louder for a line? Like who?
Like Eli Manning, a nice Eli Manning. Hey, Eli Manning's underrated. He's underrated.
Thank
He's
you.
a 2-time champion, man.
Oh my God! Thank you.
I've never said anything bad about Eli Manning.
You always talk shit about Eli before he retired.
No, I don't. All I talk, no, I don't.
About how great you made Odell Beckham look.
My followers know what I feel about Eli Manning. I always say he's clutch. I always say he can win important games. All I say is he's the greatest game manager of all time.
Eli Manning is the employee who comes in, gets the job done.
Yes, he's not employee of the month, but he's your consistent.
Employee of the month.
Thank you.
Like getting furloughed because he just
exactly. He gets a raise every 3 months. We don't want to let him go. He comes, he checks in and out of work. He's never late.
Work, win the games he needed to win, and clock
exactly.
Out.
That's all I say. All I say is.
Perfect. He was a perfect employee for the Giants, but he was underrated. He's the first ballot Hall of Famer, that's for sure.
All right, Frankie. Thank you so much for joining us. I don't know if you want to be on. Man. If you don't want to be on OT later, I can send you a text if you're awake or whatever.
Yeah, but let's do it.
You do?
Thanks, guys, for having me on the show.
Well, Frank, what we'll do, we'll keep you down here at the bottom, and then Line can message you when we're going to start overtime.
Message when you're ready for OT.
And then you won't even have to log off. You just be able. I'll just bring you back in.
I'll send you a text with the topics that we have for OT today.
I'm gonna roll one up. Now I'm not gonna tell you what I'm rolling, but I'm rolling one up.
Sounds good, man. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
The thought of Tua Tagovailoa gives me a lot of anxiety. Every time that man leaves the pocket, we all hold our breaths.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
All of us. I'll be back, guys. Thank you.
All right, no problem, Frank. We'll see you in a bit. Oh man, that was fun. That was fun. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed Frank. Like I said, he'll be back for OT. And now we're on to the halftime where...
guys, do you know what time it is?
I don't know what time it is.
Time for me to take these headphones off. That's what time it is. Oh, boy. All right, so now that I don't got that little echo in my voice, my headphones anymore, let me get... the 4-quarter show halftime belt. Look at this belt. This is beautiful. Tell me, guys, should we put this on a shirt? Like this beautiful belt? I think there should be a belt with a me with the belt. You know what? There's something about good luck that I am, the reigning champion on 3/16 day. That must make you feel some type of way with that face you got. Look, usually I don't brag, guys, but it's 3/16 day. We should have had beers. How do we not get beers? It's all right. Look, boom. On my favorite wrestler's day. He usually doesn't brag. You know what? He's my favorite wrestler, so it's only right. Who's your favorite wrestler?
My favorite wrestler is the greatest of all time, the best of all time, the GOAT, the BOAT.
Bret Hart.
HB should...
It sounded like you're about to say Bret Hart.
It definitely
great. So think about it. You almost sounded like a promo for Bret Hart.
It is none other than HBK, the man who lost his smile but still won at WrestleMania. Shawn Michaels.
Bring Frankie back in because he's like, "How are you talking wrestling without me?" Oh man.
Well, he hasn't. By the way, Frank,
your favorite wrestler.
Join us for halftime.
The headliner, the main event, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
That's my favorite wrestler of all time. To me, any match he was in with whoever he was with, it was must see. Like it was always great. He didn't have a bad match where I was like, wow, that kind of sucked.
No. Ready? Shawn Michaels defeated Bret the Hitman Hart in a 60-minute Iron Man match.
He did. Coming down from the rafters to that
You
night.
know what? We should get Frankie on the Just Too Sweet show.
We should. Look, by the way, just so you know, Frank, our head honcho at Pop Culture Pros here said, great guest, nice work, Frank. So
thank you.
It looks like you're definitely going to be invited back for several other things.
I love it.
There's a wrestling show that Pop Culture Pros has. It's a Just Too Sweet show.
I love wrestling, man. I'm a wrestling encyclopedia. I just asked me if you guys want to ask.
Then I'll talk to the guys in the Just Too Sweet show and see if they want to have you on there. But look, I'm not disagreeing that HBK is amazing. And just so you know, I said that was my favorite wrestling moment. Was the 60-man, the Iron Man match versus Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. That's my favorite moment of all time.
I want to hear a very quick, interesting anecdote, a quick story. I ran into Hulk Hogan at Komodo here in Miami, and I'm like, Terry, his name is Terry.
Did you tell him you saw a sex tape? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. But whatever. I'm like, Terry, I'm a huge fan of yours, and he tells me, "Oh, you're really a fan? Where did I slam Andre the Giant?" I'm like, at the Pontiac Silverdome in front of 160,000 fans.
The Silverdome.
He looks at me, and he goes, he puts his arm around me, and goes, points at the camera. The picture with GSP and Hulk Hogan, I ran into. I don't really, push to take pictures of celebrities. I get a little bit shy, but man, Hulk Hogan. And I saw Shawn Michaels at the Intercontinental when WrestleMania 28 was down here in Miami. And man, I came this close to taking a picture, and security stopped me. Man, it was a heartbreaking moment. They had just gotten back from the Hall of Fame induction ceremony at the arena. Man, good old days, man. I'm from the Attitude Era, brother. I'm a Paul Heyman.
The best era there is, man. The best era there is.
I'm a Paul Heyman guy.
Attitude Era is definitely the middle of the pack. It's we're the ones that have the memories, and then
Dominic. What do you guys think of Dominic Mysterio, man? He doesn't move like his dad.
He is a lot bigger than his dad, so I understand why he doesn't move like him. But he's still very green, and
he's like Roman Reigns.
I think throwing him into the main picture, or at least the main roster, so quick wasn't the right move. They should have started him off lower so he can work with other guys, who work the indies that
skills are not
are good.
And just like Roman Reigns, they got the intangible in the ring, but their mic skills are awful. And then you have The Miz, who has great mic skills but can't wrestle.
But I love The Miz. The Miz to me can be like a Hulk. Because Hulk Hogan wasn't amazing in the ring, but on the mic he was amazing. But The Miz on the mic is great.
Raw, he busted his first Monday Night Raw. He was stuttering left and right. If you guys YouTube his first ever Monday Night Raw, when he came down the ramp, they gave him I think it was like a 2-minute cameo, and this guy forgot his lines. Who would have thought that he would have turned on to be so great, man? The Miz is a great superstar.
I know HBK is one of the best wrestlers of all time, but if Owen Hart hadn't given a pile driver to Stone Cold Steve Austin, Stone Cold would be just as amazing in the ring. Because he was a technical wrestler back in the day until he got a pile driver from Owen Hart that almost ended his career.
You're going to blame poor Owen Hart for that.
The only Olympic gold medalist in WWE history never gets enough love or credit. Not
he
from
doesn't.
Vince, not from the fans. Kurt Angle beat a Russian in Atlanta.
I'm not blaming Owen Hart. I'm blaming the blue blazer, okay?
But Kurt Angle definitely deserves a lot more love. I don't know why he doesn't. He was great in the ring, and on the mic, he knew how to react to a crowd. Like a crowd said he sucked, he's gonna play up to that. If they loved him, he knew how to play up to. He was perfect.
And the crowd was chanting, "You suck!" He's like, "We're gonna run it back until you give me the respect I deserve." Have you guys ever seen that on YouTube? That he just walked out of the stage and the crowd would chant, "You suck!" even louder when he would try to come down the ramp. It was awesome.
He was great. There were so many little things he did too. He did the when he fought Shawn Michaels, he had the sexy kid thing where he remade Shawn Michaels' song to the Zone.
No, when he broke his neck at Safeco Field when he was wrestling Brock Lesnar for the undisputed title, for the WWE title back in the day, he slammed Brock Lesnar off the top rope and broke his neck.
And he still went. He still kept going.
Thank you.
If Owen could wrestle as well as Bret, then maybe that power driver.
Power drivers.
All right, stop it.
All Culture Pros. The only power driver I know is a Tombstone power driver, baby.
All right, Frankie, stay right there. We'll keep you on at halftime. We're gonna do halftime right now. Okay, so right now at halftime, Frankie, I'll explain one more time. So during halftime, we like to wager on games during the week that we pick. We pick 7 games, and the winner gets the drink and the food of his choice. So this week, Mello, I am the halftime champion. We always have a champion each week. I won last week. So this week we have 7 games, all NBA games. So we decided to do a best of 7 and really show the fans what we want, right? So tonight, Pelicans versus Trailblazers. We have Melo picking the Pelicans. Zion Williamson over my boy, not my boy, Dame Dollar. But that's who I got stuck with.
Hulu doesn't just have live sports.
Then we got game 2. We have Clippers versus the Mavericks, which is tomorrow night. Melo picked Paul George, trash. What? Kawhi Leonard, trash. He picked the Clippers over who should be the MVP this year, Luka Doncic.
He's a conservative sports fan.
Third game, we have
I'm in the middle.
Hornets versus the Lakers, and you guys know who I picked. I always get the GOAT, the best basketball player of all time, Mr. LeBron James. Even though I love LaMelo Ball, I picked LeBron James for Thursday night's game.
I had to go with Melo. You know, Melo. So many Melos out here. Had to go with him. And honestly, he's showing up. He's proving us right. Because we said that man was already better than Lonzo before the season even started. And he's proving both of us right.
And for Friday night's game, we have the Mavericks versus the Trailblazers. And in Melo fashion, he picked against Dame Dollar and went for the Dallas Mavericks. He went with Luka Doncic and Porzingis. So I have Dame Dollar one more time. Dame Dollar is Dame time. He's going to win me this belt. All right. Then we have Saturday's games, Hornets versus Clippers. And Melo just loves trash.
Why are you like this, Melo?
He picked the Clippers again. He loves his Clippers. He loves them. Some Paul George and some Kawhi Leonard.
The Giants fan thing?
I'm not a big Dame fan. And then
Melo doesn't love greatness.
All right, so here we go.
Dame is not greatness. Come on now.
Sunday's game, we have Lakers.
He doesn't like greatness. It's consistency.
Exactly. He likes a guy who checks in and out of work. Lakers versus the Suns Sunday night, and you know who I picked? I picked the GOAT, I was going to say the truth, but we all know that's not this person. But the best player in the NBA, Mr. LeBron James. He's 36 years old. And he's going to beat, even though he's one of my favorite players, Chris Paul, CP3. That game scares me.
That game, CP3 is going to make his case to be respected for MVP.
I have CP3 as an MVP.
You guys remember when CP3 was almost a Laker?
Do you guys?
David Stern.
That was the biggest BS in the world that ever happened. That they denied that trade.
It's ridiculous.
If I'm a Lakers fan, I would have sued the league.
It was unbelievable. But then I forgot they allowed some stupid trade after that too.
Right after, yeah, it was big.
And I was just like, really? Like, come on now. Why are you not allowing that?
They've allowed ridiculous trades after that. So, and now for Game 7, if it comes to a Game 7, Monday night, the biggest game we have, it'll be the most important one. We have the Sacramento Kings against the Cavaliers, 2 of the worst teams in the league, competing against each other, because that's what we do in the 4-quarter show. And Melo picked the GOAT's favorite team. He's from Akron, Ohio. He picked the Cavaliers.
Steph Curry?
Are you going to watch the Sacramento versus Cleveland game?
If it comes to a Game 7, I'm going to watch it.
Game 7, absolutely.
Yeah. So, the winner gets...
No matter what's on the line, you're not watching that game.
This week, we're going to go a little... This week for the prize, we're gonna go a little Latin, a little Mexico, a little because your boy is going to Cabo next weekend. So we decided to do next Tuesday. The winner gets from the loser. Do you know what the tequila's called? It's a cream tequila.
We'll
figure out the name next week. It's a delicious cream tequila, and we're gonna do a taquitos taste test. We're gonna get 3 different taquitos, and we're gonna try them. Speaking of food, today we had...
I got the tequila name. It's 1921 crema tequila.
Delicious.
We're going to have that, and we're going to do a taquito taste test. But because of that, we're doing it because this past week, we decided, we're going to do which one's better, Bagel Bites or Pizza Pockets.
Frankie, which ones do you like? Do you like Bagel Bites or Pizza Pockets?
I'm on a seafood diet. When I seafood, I eat it.
But if you had to pick one,
I go with the Bagel Bites, man.
Ooh.
So these bad boys right here.
You see, after
the pizza bite, sometimes half of it is cold, the other half is hot. You know, in the microwave. Does that ever happen to you guys? You bite into it, and it's
Yes.
kind of cold. It's a terrible feeling.
but you see, now that we're 29, no, well, I'm 31. Ya que soy viejo,
36.
I put them in the oven. I have more
No, you're
patience now.
36.
No,
Wow,
I'm saying
you're
I'm
younger than both of us.
I put
29.
I put them in the oven now. So I'm gonna go with pizza pockets. I liked it better.
Ooh. Ooh.
Right here. The boss
Damn,
saying
Steve
he's
is hungry.
Boss, we want to know what you think too. Bagel bites or pizza pockets? And me personally, I chose
Guys,
last
I'm going to
week.
roll one.
I chose
Can I join you guys for OT?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see
I'm
you
gonna
later.
I'm going to join you guys for OT.
Dale.
Man.
I'll see you later.
So me personally, again, I tried these. I said it last week what I liked. I tried them again this weekend. My mind hasn't changed. To me, these bad boys right here, pizza pockets, and apparently it's a consensus. The four-quarter shows condones pizza pockets over bagel bites.
We're gonna take a shot with that being said, people. Here we go. How many shots is that today already?
With the Just Too Sweet show and this one, we're looking at like 6 or 7.
Let's go.
But
Yeah.
yes, guys, let us know if you think we're crazy that we picked pizza pockets over the bagel bites.
You guys can't see the screen right now or the table, but we both had a full plate of pizza bites and bagel bites, and I finished them all real quick. Oh, we also had some ranch and blue cheese. Which one do you like it better in? I see you reaching into the blue cheese.
That's blue cheese. I thought it was ranch.
I told you the big one is ranch because I figured you like the ranch better than the small one was blue cheese.
I don't know, blue cheese. That blue cheese that we got was good.
Yeah, it was. It had the more calories.
So next week, you definitely want to join us. We're going to do a tequila tasting with the 1921 crema tequila.
And I recommend Melo bought it once for me, and it was absolutely delicious. All right, so now that we heard the games, you heard the prizes, we are going to start the third quarter.
Oh, wait, before we go, right there.
I thought when you said pizza pockets, they
pizza
were
bites,
different than
so
pizza bites.
The pizza bites is, again, another one.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My mic was muted. My bad, guys. Thank you. And then also the boss joined us on shots. Timmy, going back, he's asking for those tag team belts. It sounds like he wants to challenge us. That's all I'm saying.
Well, listen.
If you missed us on the Just Too Sweet show, 50th episode, by the way, 316. Oh, the tag team champions of the world.
We are the podcast champions of the world in Pop Culture Pros. We are the Pop Culture Pros tag team champions. Thank you. We don't have 50 on our belts, but we got 27.
Undisputed.
Right here. Oh, it's upside down. You see, because who else gets drunk on their podcast, people? Listen, nobody. We can start naming everybody's podcast right now. We get litty on our podcast.
Absolutely. And we bring you the truth. We bring you spoilers before they even are spoilers. But yes, by the way, thank you everyone telling me about my mic. I know I'm playing with it every now and then.
But Tim, thank you so much. Congratulations on number 50. You know, you guys are the GOATs for making 50. It's all about consistency. And we do owe a lot to you guys for showing us what consistency looks like. And we hope to reach the heights you are in.
So, wait, do you agree with what Tim said here? Blue cheese over ranch?
Absolutely. I will choose a blue cheese wedge salad over any salad.
Questionable. See,
Give me a blue cheese wedge salad, which I had to work on and crush it, and delicious.
See, that sounds like a lot of work. Give me
But
ranch.
it's so good.
But ranch goes on anything.
You know what? Sometimes good things take work.
No, but ranch goes on anything. I'm going to chime this out to an ex of mine who really gave me, a different definition on ranch.
Are we
putting
giving
things
shout outs
on
to
it.
exes right now?
I'm not saying a name. I'm just saying she knows who she is. And she had me try ranch.
Who is she? I mean, I think we all want to know who this is. You're not going to name drop right now?
Well, I'll name drop after this show. I haven't had that many shots yet.
Wow.
But maybe she watches the show. Maybe she doesn't.
We're going to be X calls, right? All right.
Maybe she watches the show. Maybe she doesn't. By the way, she brought me onto ranch, and I had them with wings. And oh my God, that changed my life.
But you said blue cheese is good too.
But not with any other type of wings. It was with lemon pepper wings.
Ooh, like the new Drake song, which is going to be In OT, we're going to talk about Drizzy Drake. But since you brought up exes, I will say an ex put me on sushi. I, for 21 years, did not eat sushi, and I had an ex put me on sushi with some eel sauce, and it fucked up my life. I had to say it.
Isn't that what exes do?
With that being said, let's start the third quarter, everybody.
Number 3.
16 minutes on the clock. Thank you, Mr. Stone Cold Steve Austin, for being one of the GOATs in our generation. That's right.
Mustard and wings.
We are... mustard and wings. Honey mustard. That's fine. Yeah, honey mustard.
Wings?
Honey mustard goes a lot of
Maybe
different
if it's
things.
boneless because you're having chicken nuggets.
Honey mustard goes a lot of different things. Eel, yes, eel sauce. All right, let's get started with some basketball talk. Everybody's favorite topic here. Everyone loves the NFL. Everyone loves some NBA drama. With the first topic in the NBA, I just want to apologize to our fans because last week we did not talk about Blake Griffin to the Mets.
The Mets?
The Nets.
Oh, the Mets. Blake Griffin's going to the Mets.
Blake Griffin is to the Nets because LeBron James needs more competition against him because they can't handle him, so they have to bring Blake Griffin. How do you feel about that?
I love it.
Yeah?
Bring Andre Drummond too, baby. We're gonna get James Harden a ring. We're gonna get Kyrie another ring. KD another ring. We're gonna get Bobby Shmurda a ring. The baby a ring. All these folks a ring. Jay-Z needs a ring. He needs more rings because apparently J-Lo's hijacking all the rings.
No, wait. You say Jay-Z or A-Rod?
I said Jay-Z because he's the one that owns the net.
Yeah, but he has to put a ring on it. I mean, he already put a ring on it. All jokes aside, I don't. You know what? It's one of those situations where if it doesn't work out, fine. You're not paying him that much. If it works out, it's great. You know, at the end of the day, he can just ride the bench. If it doesn't work out, you pick up Drummond. So I think it's a good acquisition right now at this point because the Cavaliers are just hoarding every center in the freaking league. So you don't know what they're going to do with their centers. They have Kevin Love, Drummond, Jared Allen, and who else do they have at center? There's another guy that they have. Jared Allen, Drummond,
Jeff Green.
And Jeff Green.
Jeff Green.
That's his name? The Cavaliers?
Oh, Cavaliers.
Yeah, they said they have 4 centers, right?
No.
3 centers. They have
McGee,
JaVale McGee. There we go. That's the one. They have 4 centers in the team, and it's just a little ridiculous that they're hoarding all these centers. So you have Aldridge, waiting to get traded maybe from the Spurs, but he might go to the Heat or the Hawks. So at this point, having Blake Griffin is beneficial to their team because worst case, you just leave him on the bench. Best case, we see a little prime of his hustle because Blake Griffin's always just brought hustle to the team. Back in Detroit, he had no hustle, had no reason to win, had no reason to do anything. So hopefully this gives him motivation to play better.
Well, I just want to go to the comments here. And then I didn't know that. So you watched the whole game. So Blake was accidentally cheering for the Pistons.
I saw that video.
That's so crazy to me. Mm-hmm. But I mean, then again, I'm hoping he built a bond with those guys in Detroit, so he's happy for his boys,
Yeah, he just left
even
the
though
team.
they're getting blown out, hey, congratulations, a Stewart and all these and Grant.
Blake Griffin's like, I still haven't even played for the Nets, so I'm still a Piston for all I know.
I was hoping he would have played that first game because that would have been great.
That would have been great, watching James Harden rule the court for the Nets, not Kyrie Irving. Seeing the best player in the Nets
40.
dominate the court was nice.
Kyrie had 40. And here we go, the boss saying, we're going to get Harden. I know I'm a Heat fan, but I'm a little upset with the Heat for not going after Harden, for not giving up Hero.
Listen,
Duncan Robinson, it just doesn't make any sense. And then they want to give up Hero for PJ Tucker.
If I see one more Hero trade for a guy who's less than James Harden, I'm gonna. If we trade, I'll say it right now. If we trade Tyler Hero this year for anything less than James Harden, I'm not a Heat fan anymore.
I mean, basically, we'd have to trade Tyler Hero for the MVP.
I'm not a Heat fan anymore. Simple as that. I am not trading Tyler Hero for anything less than James Harden.
It just doesn't make any sense to me why they did it. Pat Riley must be going bananas in his office right now, looking at how great James Harden had 21 points, 15 assists, 15 rebounds last night.
I-
How? Like, why is that not in your... Why do you think, oh, that's not worth Tyler Hero that maybe doesn't do that, or Duncan Robinson who can't buy a 3 right now with Monopoly money? Like, it's so bad.
I used to have so much respect for Pat Riley, and he's the godfather and the GOAT. But then once you start thinking about how this has happened for the Heat, you start kind of noticing, well, Dwayne Wade brought LeBron James, and Dwayne Wade brought Jimmy Buckets. And when we traded for Shaq, I mean, Shaq was, that's the only thing I can give credit to Pat Riley, was trading for Shaq. And that was a championship, but it was because of Dwayne Wade. And Pat Riley didn't even want Dwayne Wade. He wanted Chris Bosh. So
He wanted Chris Kaman before he wanted Dwayne Wade in that 03 draft, which, why? Dwayne Wade literally took our Marquette team that wasn't relevant at all before that to the Final Four. Like, it just, I don't know. Again, I see what you're saying, and when you said it, I was like, okay, maybe you're right. Really, all he brought us was Shaq, because Wade really brought us LeBron and Bosh. He brought us Buckets, because Buckets, when he was a kid, said he didn't want to play for the Heat. And it wasn't until Dwayne Wade got to Chicago and said, you know what, this is the organization I feel like he would thrive in. I can give Pat, though, little free agent signings like Ray Allen, your Mike Millers, your Shane Battiers, like things like that. But big moves, like, I feel like, yes, looking at it now, Pat gets a lot of credit, because after LeBron left, what was his big move? Luol Deng?
that was bad.
Like, that gave up so much of our money. Tyler Johnson?
What?
We gave that man so much money.
What?
For nothing.
What?
For garbage.
What?
For pennies.
What?
He was so bad.
What?
Pat Riley, do better.
What? I don't know what the Heat are going to do, but it better not be trade Tyler Hero. We better keep Tyler Hero and finish the season with Tyler Hero. You can trade everyone else on that team, but I swear if you take Tyler Hero for PJ Tucker, I'm done being a Heat fan. And I hear what you're saying. You were a Knicks fan. Sorry for you, because you could have switched sides a long time ago, and you wouldn't have been in this misery for the past 20 years. I'm going to leave a sinking ship when it's time, even though the Heat are doing pretty well. Listen, the Heat are catching late. We're fourth. I think we're fourth seed. We're fourth seed. Go Heat. Go Heat. We're kicking ass, all right? We're kicking ass and taking names.
Jimmy Buckets.
We're making it to the finals, baby. Just don't trade Tyler Hero. We're making it to the finals. I'm still the biggest Heat fan you ever meet. All I'm saying is we had a chance to have James Harden.
But my point is, if it comes down, let's say,
Okay.
Eastern Conference Finals,
What?
Nets, Heat,
What?
James Harden, Tyler Hero.
What?
Tyler Hero guarding James Harden.
Oh, he's stopping him.
Maybe if it was Duncan Robinson.
Tyler Hero, listen. Tyler Hero is in a lock down James Harden.
Mr. Triple
Because
Dub.
James Harden is going to be so tired from this year, from carrying Kyrie Irving, that we've seen what James Harden does when he has to show people, in the playoffs. He goes 2-11, 3-12, 4-19. He's tired from all of this. He doesn't have longevity when it comes to a season. So Tyler Hero's going to stop him.
I don't know what madness you're talking about, but the soon-to-be MVP of the league, you heard it last week first, of the league, James Harden, is not going to get tired.
What?
And you want to know why?
What?
Because
What?
he has Kyrie,
What?
Irving,
What?
Uncle Drew
Stop.
leading the team.
Stop.
He's going to
Kyrie
lead those
Irving
guys.
is not leading the team, and you know that.
He's leading the team. He had 40 points the other day. He's always their leading scorer. Yeah, James Harden's doing
That
more,
doesn't mean
but
you're the best player in the team.
What do you mean? But Kyrie is leading. He's like, James,
No,
this is
he's
where you're
not.
going to look.
All
This is what you're
Kyrie
gonna
Irving has to do
Kyrie,
is shoot
he's
the
got
ball.
that
Hey, Kyrie,
vision.
just shoot the ball. He's doing the same thing that, you know what? Kyrie's a heist man. He's Ocean's 11. He's George Clooney. He got James Harden, a little LeBron James, who's going to just facilitate, rebound, score points. And then he has Kevin Durant, arguably the best basketball player in the NBA, who when he comes back is going to be hurt. So he's not going to be full NBA. But still, half a Kevin Durant is better than most of the NBA. So Kyrie's going to get an MVP in the finals. He's in a heist. It's a heist.
George Clooney was the smartest movie in that.
You sound like
smartest
Stephen A.
man
Smith
in
right
that
now.
movie. He was the smartest man in that movie. So what I'm saying is not wrong. He's the leader. He's the smartest man on that court. He knows what he has to do. He knows what he has to, bring people up to do. Like, hey James, all you gotta do is, get your 10 assists. If you want to get rebounds, sure, go ahead too. KD, all you gotta do is shoot the ball 11 times. If you make it 9 out of 11, hey man, we're gonna win
What do
this
you have
game.
against women?
I got
Julia Roberts was the smartest person in that movie. You know why can't you say Julia Roberts?
Because she wasn't.
George Clooney.
She was an irrelevant figure up until like the third movie.
Wow, you're gonna say that about Julia Roberts?
Absolutely.
Wow, she was very important.
She
in that
couldn't
movie.
even play
Is it 'cause
herself
she's a
right
woman?
in
Is
the
that
movie.
why you're doing this? Wow,
Absolutely
bro, you're
not.
that kind of guy. Listen,
But I just-
Stephen A. Smith is crazy for saying. Just a month ago, he said Kyrie should retire, and now a couple days ago, Stephen A. Smith, who I respect, up until this crazy moment, said Kyrie Irving's the MVP of the league.
I mean, again, he's a leader, so I don't blame him. But I'm gonna use your Ocean's 11 analogy against you. Kyrie is George Clooney, the brains, the man behind it all, who's gonna take a beating just so you can, get your heist. KD is Brad Pitt. He's your number 2. He's the guy that's gonna be out there,
Who's your number 2?
KD. He's Brad Pitt.
And Kyrie's George Clooney.
Yeah, and then James Harden is Matt Damon. He's the guy that he does the dirty work.
Kyrie
too.
Irving is Casey Affleck. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. George Clooney is James Harden. Brad Pitt is Steve Nash. Matt Damon is Kevin Durant. And Andy Garcia is Blake Griffin. Listen, that's what it is. That's what it is. And Casey Affleck is Kyrie Irving.
The disrespect to Kyrie and poor Casey
It's the
Affleck.
facts. It's the facts. I'm sorry. I'm not going to repeat myself.
No way. Again, George Clooney, Kyrie. That's it. And James Harden is your Matt Damon. He's the one who's is gonna get the shit from people, from the fans, from the boys there. But he's gonna do his job and he's gonna do it well. Whether his mom or dad has to come save him at the end, that's good. Hey, he's gonna get his job done.
That's what you think. You hold Kyrie Irving this high to be that great?
He is great though. Like
Jesus Christ.
he's not a Dak Prescott that we're here debating about. He's fantastic. But with that, we got MVP talk going. There was a certain ex-NBA player that made a very, very controversial comment, depending on who you are.
Mike D'Antoni's Bernie Mac, but go ahead.
Mike D'Antoni's
I'm
Bernie.
throwing it out there.
Hey, Bernie came up with those dominoes at the end. So,
Hey, if you see D'Antoni on the bench, but go ahead.
so who's Amari?
Huh?
Who's Amari? Amari's the Chinese guy that fits into the box and then comes out.
No, Amari is the very old guy. Carl Reiner.
Okay, hey, he was also clutch. He was clutch.
They were all clutch.
But yes, there was an ex-NBA player that made a certain statement on the MVP picture that we were looking at. I said Embiid, I thought was MVP number 1. I think you might have said the same thing. And then Embiid obviously got hurt first game back, hyperextended his knee. Apparently he might only be out a couple weeks, so he still could come back and claim that. But right now, in my eyes, he's falling. But this gentleman, the gentleman that's known to make, I would like to say, more controversial comments than Skip, Shannon, Stephen A, Max Kellerman, all combined.
Whoa.
All combined.
Bro, Max Kellerman legit said laser beam pointed to his head. Listen, I think Max Kellerman takes a kick on this next guy, but maybe.
All right, maybe not Max.
That's a topic for another quarter.
We'll hold Max aside. This gentleman is a Celtics legend,
Crazier than Pat McAfee.
but at least Pat McAfee's on the head. This man is not. It is none other than the truth. Paul Pierce.
Boy.
He came out and said that once Embiid went out, Embiid is the MVP because the Sixers lost by 36
The logic in
without him.
is so broken.
I don't. So basically, he's saying because he didn't play, he's the MVP because they lost by so much. Meaning that the season that the Heat didn't have Dwayne Wade or Shaq should have been MVP because we went 20 and 60 something. when I read that, I was like, this guy's out of his mind.
It doesn't even make sense. I see where his logic is because he's trying to show the importance of Embiid, but the way he's articulating his argument is so broken and makes no sense. Just because your team, who you're the best player for, lost by 36, who maybe just needs to adjust without you, wants to figure things out, isn't the exact reason why you should win MVP.
I just don't like. I get again. It's understandable to think why he's MVP because he's an important piece of that. But you can't be the most valuable player if you're not playing. You can't, because then if LeBron, again, we can go back to saying if LeBron James goes on a big losing streak with the Lakers, then Anthony Davis is MVP, right? Because without him, they're not winning games.
You know what? Paul Pierce is the same guy who thinks he's better than Dwayne Wade. So that just goes.
Well, you know what? I think
Stop
maybe.
it.
I don't think he is.
Oh,
Get
okay,
out of
okay.
here. Hello. Wait.
Sorry, I know.
2016.
You just said give me,
No.
I was like, well,
But-
hold up.
No, because I was gonna bring something to our attention. I don't think he might be watching anymore, but if he is, he can chime in, and that is none other than Pop Culture Pro's own Timmy Tabala says Dwayne Wade ain't shit.
That's very interesting because when Shaq was in the Heat, Shaq was averaging 14 points against a little guy called Eric Dampier against the Mavericks, and Dwayne Wade was the one who brought our team to win that championship. Now, I'm not saying that Shaq wasn't a big part of opening up the offense for Dwayne Wade, but Dwayne Wade did what he had to do. Same way that Kevin Durant did what he had to do with the Warriors.
No, you're absolutely right. D Wade. I mean, say whatever you want. Dwayne Wade carried us through that series.
That was one of the greatest stories in the NBA Finals. Was us being down 3-1? Was it 3-1 or 2-0?
We were down
2-1.
2-0, and then we won 4 straight.
And everyone just counted us out. And Dwayne Wade, I was a kid. We were in high school or middle school. High school. Middle school was the Marlins. We were in high school, and I remember Dwayne Wade just bringing us back, having the team on his back.
Hey, here you go. I'm gonna carry you.
Carried everybody. So with that being said, Pop Pierce, you're crazy.
Oh, look right there. He came out. He's watching. He said, "I think he's overrated."
Dwayne Wade is not overrated because that championship that the Heat won the first time, we needed LeBron, and we needed LeBron. We needed Dwayne Wade, and then the second sets of rings that we got with LeBron James, LeBron needed Dwayne Wade.
Absolutely. I think,
You know-
and I've said it before, without Dwayne Wade, LeBron isn't the person he is today because LeBron taught him how to be a leader. I mean, no, I'm sorry. Wade taught him how to be a leader. Taught him how to, be like, all right, this is your team. This is how you're going to manage things. Because that's what he did in 06. He was able to take that team and take it to the promised land. Bring us our first championship with the man, right above your right shoulder there.
Right there. So with that being said, Melo, you know what time it is.
Everyone, throw them 4s up in the air.
You know what time it is. Put the 4s
It's
in the chat.
4.
Here we go. 16 minutes, the fourth quarter. And we have a special fourth quarter for you guys today because I hate him for stealing. This.
And he didn't appreciate it because he did, have some infidelities while he was with her.
He did not because
They were on a break.
they were on a break. So that clears everything. So I'm Team Dwayne Wade. When you're on a break, it's open season. Okay? You can go do what you want to do, have a kill with somebody else. That's their relationship. We talk about it after. Moving on to the fourth quarter. Put your 4s up in the air, everybody. Let's start off with the fourth quarter show, have something to present all of you. We have something so special, so special. This year is the first annual March Madness is here, guys. And we here at the fourth quarter show have a special surprise for you all. It's our first annual NCAA Tournament Brackets Challenge. Now, and like all things on the fourth quarter show, guess what? Melo, what's going to happen? What do we have?
Well, we got some prizes to give out. Whoever
What?
wins. Some gifts.
What?
Some things to take home.
What? That's true. we have some gifts. And our option number 1, if you do the bracket in time, is a 4-quarter show official NCAA basketball.
Well, remember, you get one option.
Yes.
And again, if you have the most points out of everyone, you get to pick one of these two. So the first one is an official NCAA basketball. What's the other one?
Option number 2, a 4-quarter show t-shirt and koozie. You can even ask if you want it autographed by Melo and myself. Those are the 2 prizes you can win. Pick whichever one you want.
Wow.
And you know what? We didn't talk about this, but if you get 100% of the bracket, you get both.
I mean, that only seems fair. You get both. You definitely should get both. I guarantee. Yep, that's it. But definitely that 4-quarter shirt and koozie autograph. I mean, we're the only ones that have those things right now. No one else does. So that means you'll be the next person to have that. Meaning you're exclusive. You're in a very tight club. Who has a 4-quarter shirt? Who has a koozie? And like we said, if you want it signed by us, we'll definitely do it for you. If you don't, you want to keep it clean so you can wear it out to brunch, have a little mimosas, some
Now,
Bloody
guys,
Marys.
like everything else, there are a little fine print, just a little rules. Follow us on Instagram, which Melo's going to put right there so you can see. It's at 4-quarters show. Follow us on Instagram. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll find the link to our YouTube channel on our Instagram. Our Instagram is once again at the 4-quarter show. And rule number 3, send your completed bracket to our Instagram DM or email us at 4quarters with a Z at gmail.com. You will find that information in our Instagram. And just follow those 3 rules before this Friday, March 19th at 11:59 minutes and 59 seconds a.m.
A second later, and you will not be eligible to win this great grand prize.
Right before 12 p.m. this Friday. Send us your brackets, and you are eligible for all these prizes, guys.
You definitely don't want to miss it. You don't want to be, missing this bandwagon that's coming along of the 4-quarters train. You don't want to miss it, guys.
So please enter the contest. It's awesome. We really want to give out these prizes. And maybe Melo and I decide to give second place the shirt. We haven't decided. We'll see. We want to give away. We want to give back to our fans.
You might get a koozie. You might get, what is it? 4-quarters. What is it? Darn, I forgot the name of our Christmas drink. What was it?
Oh man, it's the 4. Is it the 4-quarter? No.
The Quattro Leche?
The Quattro. I'm actually going to Instagram right now to check it out. Jesus, we did get a little litty with that drink. It is the celebrating Christmas, the Quattro Nutella Coquito.
Maybe we send you one of those. Who knows?
We'll see. Just submit your brackets, guys. Now, moving on to the next topic, we have The Rock, not the Young Rock, The Rock, who bought XFL last year, wants to partner up with the CFL, with the Canadian Football League. Melo, do you think this is smart? That the XFL is reaching out to the Canadian Football League?
I do, just because of what The Rock said he wanted to do. And that was his whole thing. Wasn't about, making a new league to compete against the NFL, but giving other guys chances. Guys who originally, wouldn't have made it to the NFL, but maybe if they have a good career in the XFL or CFL, you make some money, or, you're able to provide for your family. Like, I feel like that's what The Rock is mainly about, like giving guys chances. And I think this is a great idea for him. You get more eyes, definitely, not only in the US, because XFL, I feel like, NFL is basically just here, and you have, your European guys that like it, your your Canadians that like it. But XFL is mainly like a thing here in the US, and not that many people follow it. So to get more eyes from Canada, that just helps out his product even more. So I think it's a great idea.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy.
You want to go in and just say it again?
I feel they heard it on the other mic though.
Mine was muted.
Oh my goodness, guys.
So sorry about that.
Let's take a shot, buddy. Hey, this is to the XFL.
XFL The Rock.
Oh boy, here we go. One more time. I think it's a great idea if the XFL joins with the CFL. But just as long as the XFL keeps doing what they were doing before the season ended, you know, they did a couple cool things with the way they were doing replay and challenges and talking to the players in the field. We all actually enjoy those things about the XFL. So if you continue doing that with the CFL, you guys merge together and they make a different league, maybe a Canadian versus USA type of thing, and they make something fun. And if not, it's okay. There's more football is better. We all love football. It's America's sport. But what's more exciting is the fact that you're able to bring a new way for players to enter the league. There is no minor league for the NFL. You have a minor league for baseball. You have a minor league for basketball, which is the G League. The NFL lacks that, and I feel this could be a good way for players when they graduate high school, not to join college, but actually join this league and can give an opportunity to other players who didn't have a chance.
So now tell me, what do you think about this idea? So there's a Colombian soccer league down in Colombia that what they do, they have obviously two divisions, and the lowest seeded standings team will play the next highest division standing team. So it'll be like Division 1, Division 2. The worst team in Division 1 will play the best team in Division 2. If Division 2 beats that team, they make it into Division 1 for the following season, and that last seeded one goes to Division 2. The NFL can always do something like this, or maybe spice up the Pro Bowl. You have your best guys versus your best CFL and XFL guys. This way, like you said, you get more eyes on the product, and you give guys more opportunities to make it to the NFL. Or if they want to do that like exchanging of teams thing, like if the Jaguars are that bad, if the Jets are that bad, hey, I know how prestigious your organizations are, but hit the road, Jack. You're not doing garbage with your team, so why not bring someone else that's actually doing well with them? It's just a thought. I know there's a lot more going on with it, business and all that mumbo jumbo.
I think I can't disagree with you. I just feel the XFL merged with the CFL is just having a bigger league would be even better, and having some football after the NFL off season to just have guys play, see what they have. We saw some interesting guys we were made to the NFL after the XFL got canceled. There was a quarterback. Did he go to I forgot his name. He was the MVP for the XFL this year.
He went to Carolina.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see that there's players who can pop off from these things. He hate me, Rod Smart, 1 year.
He hate me. What a good.
He was awesome. Maybe bring back you have the name in the back of your jerseys. That was pretty cool. We all enjoyed that. But moving on to the next topic, we have 2 big fights coming up, and nothing gets me and Melo pumped up than some great pay-per-view events. Some fights is what we love. We might even have to have a 4 quarters pay-per-view special for both of these fights.
What? For both? Wait.
Both.
I gotta hit what these fights are then. If we're having a big pay-per-view event for both of these,
I'm gonna start off with what I think is the bigger one. My opinion, I could be wrong. We could debate this, but Fury versus Joshua Anthony. I love boxing, so for me, heavyweight boxing is my shit. So seeing these 2 heavy hitters, Tyson Fury versus Joshua Anthony, fighting against each other is going to be an amazing fight.
I'm so happy because Joshua has been dodging Fury for so long that at this point he can't dodge him anymore. And I'm so happy that they signed for a 2-fight deal, so it's not just going to be 1 fight. There's going to be one right after.
Because Anthony is going to lose, so he needs that rematch.
He needs to, build him up. Exactly. The way that Fury looked in his last boxing match, but I'm saying,
I'm saying a complete boxer. I'm saying he was good.
Absolutely. And he lost all that weight. Everyone came back, he might not be able to do it. This guy used a lame ass excuse that, I was wearing all my Triple H gear and it got me so tired. Get out of here. You were not going to win that fight.
There's a reason why Joshua Anthony wanted to fight Wilder first, and that was his big fight, because he knows what Tyson Fury brings to the the ring. I was gonna say the field in the court, and then I had to say the ring. But now, since Wilder already lost once technically, but just lost that match, the big money match is Tyson versus Joshua Anthony, and I think this is Tyson Fury's gonna bring it.
I mean, I don't think there's going to be I think Fury's going to dominate and destroy this man in under 5 rounds. Again, episode 27, volume 27, 4-quarter show, under 6 rounds.
Oh, you're already deciding what's gonna happen.
Already. Fury's going to dominate Joshua.
I'm gonna hold back because I want to see how fit my boy Fury gets, and I want to see what's gonna happen when the fight is, what's gonna go down.
Fury under 6 rounds. Calling it right here. You'll remember me again, because Melo's always right. Just saying. So wait, what's the other fight?
Man,
that was a big fight. So there must be something else that's big going on in the world.
There is a big fight that's gonna happen now, guys. It is the baddest motherfuckers. Is it gonna be a band fight again? Because I don't know if it was a baddest motherfucker fight before, but I'm gonna say it because they are the baddest motherfuckers. You got Kamaru Usman versus George Masvidal, my boy from the 305, un cubano americano, right here. They're gonna fight again for the second time, and they're gonna bring the rematch. The first fight did not disappoint, and now we're gonna watch another one with these two badass motherfuckers who just want to fight and see who's the baddest guy in the octagon.
Oh, you mean the foot stomping? Was the Lord of the Dance wasn't disappointing? It wasn't disappointing in the fact that Masvidal took this fight on 6 days' notice. Count it, 6. Most of these guys get months
because he's Cuban. He's an animal. You don't got anybody from the 305. He took that fight because he's a bad motherfucker. And now this time with some training.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever Usman think is coming to him, he doesn't even know. Because who did this man fight for before that? Before, when he was on the streets here of Miami, on Flagler, next to Hadley. Who was he fighting? Who was he fighting for? He was fighting for none other than the king of street fighting, Mr. R.I.P. Kimbo Slice.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT of street fighting. Go Google him, everybody. Google some Kimbo Slice fights if you're still allowed to, before that gets canceled.
So yes, it's going to be from Jacksonville. I believe it's April 24th.
And it's going to be their first live event. There's going to be fans to watch that amazing fight.
Fans, absolutely.
The only thing holding me and my co-host Melo back from having a live show on that night might be that we're going to be there watching it.
But that just means that maybe we do a live show from there.
If they
live from Jacksonville.
I mean, last time we did that, they took us off YouTube.
No, but I'm saying maybe if the boss over at Pop Culture Pros is able to maneuver some people with at the UFC, get us some press passes.
Man, we'll see. That'll be amazing. And we have David, shout out, because he's from the 305, and he grew up right next to where I grew up. He's talking about Mr. George Masvidal. We all root for him. He's a 305 guy. Bread. He's Cuban. So hopefully he dominates this fight. It's going to be a fun one to watch.
Absolutely. I would love for him. Just, 4 quarters over, but just want to finish off on Masvidal. Just because I know a lot of people might not like it, but he's 305, and the way he celebrates, you can tell that, it's not just like talking crap or being cocky about it. He's celebrating because it's an accomplishment for him from where he grew up from, what he went through. That this is like, yeah, you might not like that I'm cocky about it or that I'm over celebrating about it, but hey, from what I was at, where I was supposed to go, I wasn't supposed to be here. So yeah, I'm gonna live it up, and I love that about game bred George Masvidal. So I'm rooting for him, and I hope if we're there, we'll rep those game bred shirts. 305.
Oh, we better get some of those shirts. All right, guys, it's about that time where we go to everybody's favorite part of the show.
Ooh, what is that?
We're done with the 4 quarters. 4 quarters is done with.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, all 4 are done. So what's next?
And you know what happens? Everybody's favorite part of a game is when it goes to OT, 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 OT.
There's never much love when you get to OT.
OT. Did a self cheers like about Stone Cold. Here you go.
Yeah, he almost did both. But yes, it is everyone's favorite time. Overtime. OT. And we're bringing back our special guest. Hopefully he's leaning more to the left now or to the center. We don't know what's going on here.
I don't think my boy Frankie C knows what the left is.
I'm feeling nonpartisan, you know.
I gotta put my headphones on because I didn't hear him. Oh boy.
Today, for the first time in a long time, I didn't wake up and choose violence. You know, I chose a very libertarian approach, as you can see by my shirt.
I love it.
Yeah, I like it.
I love it.
Man, you know, I'm trying to get in touch with the other side, man. You know, trying to balance out my political career. First libertarian president.
Listen, I'd vote for you.
You know what's crazy? I think that if I tried really, really hard, I could at least be a commissioner.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure.
I've done my research. I'm like, you know what? I could be a commissioner. But I got to be honest with myself, guys. I'm not a politician, man.
No? I see your Facebook post, bro. I think you could do it.
You know what it might be, though? Because I know
Frank
Frank being from Miami, again, I feel like this is just how we all are. You like to speak your mind and you don't like to hold back. And holding back is hard because sometimes you just want to be like, hey, this is how it is. Stop, BSing us. And as a politician, I mean, obviously, our last president wasn't like that. But normally as a politician, you have to try to, hold back some of that emotion and, just think bigger picture.
Right. But a lot of politicians are part of an establishment, man. And it's just, it's a lot of skeletons in the closet, guys.
No, I know. Trust me, dude. I know it's hard.
If I run for mayor of Miami-Dade County, CNN will have a field day.
What's going to come out from those South Miami days, Frank?
Oh, man. You know what's even funnier? What am I going to do, bro? I'm tainted forever. Another thing is that if I run, it's to win. I can't just lose, man. That's so embarrassing. Like, if I'm running for mayor of Miami-Dade County and I get smashed, forever I'm that guy that got smashed, bro. I just see it that way. It's not like a Super Bowl where I could come back next year, So it's like, man, if I'm gonna run, I gotta have that in the bag.
Rubio got smashed, but I feel he always have a chance.
True.
Man, I think that if I'm mayor of Miami-Dade County, I bring the FIFA World Cup to Miami.
The fact that we haven't, it's taken so long.
Trop Stadium would host like Argentina, Brazil, right there at Trop Stadium. Yeah.
The traffic on Bird, no one will be able to get home for like 3 hours.
What I'm really waiting for is for Formula One to finally make their way to Miami.
Oh my God! I'm here. Those cars will be going through Hadley.
The fact that Formula One is in Texas and now Miami is the biggest atrocity I've ever seen. Nobody says Texas is sexy. Everyone wants to come to. If you look at the list of Formula One places that they go to Brazil. They go to all these sexy cities. You come to Miami.
Bro. All those sponsored shirts and polos.
Yeah.
But see, and that's what I told the line, not about Formula One, but I told him about the NBA All-Star game. Like, how has Miami, in all of the last couple of years, since Shaq, LeBron, how have we not even been in consideration for an All-Star game? But Cleveland?
It'd be a bombshell. I think the NBA knows it.
Cleveland has been there. Atlanta. Phoenix, I think, got it 2 years in a row. It just made no sense.
I think the NBA knows that an All-Star game in Miami will be a bombshell. Yeah. And they don't want to tank the league. They don't want guys to get in trouble. An NBA All-Star game in Miami, oh my God.
Frank, have you seen Formula One on Netflix?
Who's getting shoulder rubs at Tootsie's?
Drive to Survive. Have you seen that?
The Drive to Survive, yeah, I saw it on Netflix, right?
Bro, amazing.
Amazing. You know what you guys should watch, bro? Which is it's kind of a slower movie, but it's very informative. Ferrari versus Ford.
I've never seen.
I've been wanting to watch. I haven't watched it.
Everyone recommends it.
I'm not going to ruin it for you guys, but I'm going to tell you quickly about a scene. There's a scene
tonight.
There's a scene where Ford goes to Italy to acquire Ferrari. Like, Ford was this close to buying Ferrari.
Wow.
When they sat down with Enzo Ferrari, you guys know Enzo Ferrari, the CEO of Ferrari. Rest in peace. When they sat down with Enzo Ferrari and they gave him the offer, Enzo Ferrari got the paper, gave it back to the guy from Ford and goes, I do business with you, but you're not Henry Ford.
Wow. That's freaking
And the guy
amazing.
he gave the paper to is Henry Ford's son.
Yeah.
By the way, like Henry Ford's son took over Ford.
Yeah.
So the guy he gave the paper back to is Henry Ford's son. He goes, I would do business with you, but you're not Henry Ford. And he gave him the paper back.
Yeah. He's pretty. He
Bro,
was.
but then Ford smashed that ass, bro.
Yeah, I heard it. We're gonna watch the movie, so no spoilers. Yeah.
The Mustang Shelby, bro. They did
Alright.
whatever it took. Just like it was personal. After that moment, it became personal. Like think about it. You just got tried in Italy. You're flying back in the airplane. You didn't get anything out of it. The guy just told you your dad was better than you. It's a good movie, man.
No, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it. I'll probably watch it tonight, and I'll let you
Another
know.
great movie on Netflix is the one that it's a blonde lady that she has a clinic where she takes care of old people. She just rips everybody off.
I did not like that movie, Frank.
I did not like the movie either.
You guys saw it?
It's I care a lot.
I
Yeah.
care a lot. Yeah.
I
Hey,
hate
man.
that.
Oh boy, I was not a fan of that movie.
Hey,
Nope.
you know that goes on though, right? That goes on in real life.
Of course.
I know, but it
But
was
the movie just, I mean, to me, I remember as soon as I saw it, he saw it apparently a lot way before I did. And I told him, I was like, hey, I saw this movie. And I thought it was awful. And I told him, and he's like, wait, is it this one? And it wasn't satisfying to me.
It's a dark comedy that just bothered the fuck out of me, dude. They had too many inner
Hello.
things that.
Who's that in your painting back there? Is that the Trump hater?
No, dude, that's the goat.
Oh.
That's the real Wolf of Wall Street.
It's Mike Douglas
Gordon
right there.
That's
Who is
Gordon Gecko.
I don't know who that is.
Gordon Gecko,
You
the
ever
Wolf
seen
of Wall Street.
The Wall Street, the original
Isn't the
movie?
Wolf of Wall Street Jordan Belfort?
No. That's no.
This is, yeah, that was
I'm
after.
saying the original Wolf of Wall Street, the original Wall Street legend. This is Gordon Gecko. Watch the movie Wall Street.
Every day you learn something new, man.
Stop
Wall
watching.
Street.
Listen,
It's
that
a
movie
great
that I
movie.
care a lot, mierda. Watch Wall Street.
Wow.
Wall Street, Michael Douglas.
I
You won't
guarantee
regret
you.
it.
I guarantee you.
Michael
You're gonna
Douglas. That's yeah. He's with Catherine.
you're gonna
Zeta.
call me tomorrow and thank me after watching Wall Street.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so wait, first topic in OT. It's oh, did we switch it?
Yes, let's do more about that.
All right, so I'll let you start this off because
The first question in overtime is from a fan, and a fan wants to know: is a dancer an athlete? Is dancing a sport?
If cheerleading was a sport, it wouldn't be handled by the activities department in Miami-Dade County high schools. I mean, it's the truth though. No, it's not a shot at cheerleaders. I mean, I think their gymnastics are amazing, but why is cheerleading handled by the activities department and not the athletics department in a high school? You can't get mad at me for saying that. You can take it up to the FHSAA and your high schools. It's not a bigger deal, and it's crazy, man. Cheerleaders should be rioting because I personally think that what they do is not a sport. It's a waste of time for the parents to have to go pick up their daughters in school like 5 hours after school ended. But I do respect their athleticism. That it's remarkable. But other than that, I mean, you can't compete.
So, okay, Hassan, do you think they're athletes and it's not a sport,
or do you think they're just
not
talented?
Well, I mean, there's some that come out of the Thundercats and the other whatever cats, and they become like bronze medalists in the Olympics, like in gymnastics, and then the other ones become like color guard at some point in time, and go to Miami-Dade College, and the time wasted is never paid back. But to each his own. You know, I used to think I could play sports back in the day, and
All right, so then let's debate real quick. What is a sport? What makes a sport?
a sport is an organized game where,
Okay.
rules and competition are involved.
And it has to be a game.
It's a team game where rules and the competition are involved. For example, to make cheerleading a sport, I believe that the cheerleading squad that you're going up against should scrap it out.
But
Like
So like a stomp the yard
some
type of deal?
gymnastics shit, like some wrestling shit. Like
Okay,
whatever
no
shit
physical. So you don't
modern.
mean like I said, like a you got served type of deal. You mean like actual like physical grappling?
Yeah, like for example, like there should be like, yo, I could do 10 backflips. If you can't do 10 backflips, I got a point on you
so then why is running a sport?
because you're racing somebody.
Okay, but I'm competing and dancing against somebody.
Okay, so if you can't make the dance move that the other chick can make, right, and the dance move is part of the rules, and the other chick hits the dance move, that's part of a
See, I understand that because it's different because not everyone is. If everyone's getting the same routine and being like, hey, you got to perform this routine. If you do it, we're gonna compete, see who did it the best. But that's not how it is. It's just whoever has the best choreography.
But
Whoever's got the best spirit fingers.
But you see, this is the beauty about football: is who has the best offensive scheme, who has the best defensive scheme. Not everyone has the same scheme when you play football. And the same thing with basketball. You have so many different schemes that.
Talking basketball, why hasn't LeBron James? Just a quick question out of curiosity, and I love talking sports, especially
It's
with
OT,
friends.
but okay.
Why hasn't LeBron James ever been in the dunk contest?
It's bad for business
Why?
He's scared.
because a lot of great players weren't playing the dunk
This guy
contest.
in warm-ups throws it down.
He could have won this past year if you want to get serious.
Listen,
And we
let me-
said that.
I'll explain it why, right?
Jordan did it.
Back in the day, if Michael Jordan lost the dunk contest, he lost it against great players. If LeBron James loses the dunk contest, he would have lost it against these losers, and it looks even worse on his record. If you had
That line should be LeBron's attorney, bro.
listen, it's true. If LeBron James was dunking against Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, and the best players at the time that were out there, he would have been like, cool, I'll lose against these people. But if LeBron would have joined the dunk contest and he's facing these freaking losers that aren't even great play, he would look like a loser. He would have been like, wow, LeBron can't even beat this guy. No, if you had the GOAT to the GOATs, LeBron would have done it. LeBron didn't LeBron enter a skills contest?
And he lost.
But you see, but that's the point. When
Really?
he
He
lost,
did?
yes,
I
he did.
didn't know
But-
that. Which
exactly. But you know who he lost against? I think it was Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, CP3. He lost against GOAT players.
I had no idea LeBron was in a skills challenge.
Yeah, D Wade won. He won that one, and then he won again back to back
Okay.
years.
Have you guys seen the video of Carson Palmer at the Pro Bowl in the skills challenge where he just busted his ass completely?
Yes, he did awful. He did. Those are. You know what? I love watching NFL Network when it comes to
You're right,
those.
bro. It is risky because imagine being in a 3-point shootout and you just missed a bunch of threes. It is embarrassing.
That's why Curry's the
get it.
GOAT.
I get the concept behind what you're saying.
But you know what? I don't think a 3-point shootout is that bad.
You're muted. You're muted.
I don't think a 3-point shootout's bad because it's different when you're picking up a ball than when you're shooting in motion. And that has been a big deal about it. If I just got to pick up a ball and shoot like that, it's way different than if I'm catching the ball, in rhythm and trying to shoot it. And shooters know this. I know a line doesn't know about that because, you post up, you're in the paint.
Yeah, but the way you said it.
Yeah, because you're not a shooter. You're not Embiid. I'll be real. I played basketball at the line.
Alain was a real popular guy in high school.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But he wasn't a
I can
post-up
attest
shooter.
to that, man.
He wasn't
that-
shooting J's. He wasn't shooting
for the
3-point
NBA,
shots.
When you walk in with a suitcase and shit, and there's fucking like Carol, this guy was a big deal in those hallways, bro.
Absolutely. But on the court,
This guy
again,
had a section like where he was like the CEO of this locker room section, bro. It was popping. It was like a club. It was like a line to get in, bro.
It's true, bro.
It was like,
No
I
pun
remember
intended.
this locker, it had a section where like the littest people were, right? And Alain was in the middle. Like it was his club. It was his club, bro. This guy had like the class president. He had like all the popular kids, the best looking chicks. He had like all the hot chicks in the circle. Yeah, man. No, being cool with that line in high school, bro. It's like being friends with Dave Grutman nowadays, bro. yeah.
like I said, you're not wrong. But what I'm saying isn't anything about that.
Alain cannot run for mayor, bro.
No, for sure I can't. You're right. Trust me.
Bro, he'll have kids that he didn't even know he had come out and say, "Oh, my dad's mayor." Bro, dude. Oh man, you know how many memoirs will be written about him? Chicks?
Oh man, Frank,
There's going to be a lot after that.
Yeah, bro.
High school was fun, man. That's another
Alain was
podcast.
the king of Renos, bro.
I actually know somebody who worked at Reno's.
Reno. Oh, you do? Did
Yeah.
you? I think
Next
you're the same
time-
person.
Alain was
Next-
the king of the Alain was the king of the $5 house party for sure.
This guy
For
Frank
sure.
is just talking
Ladies
so
in
much shit
free,
right now.
bro. Like MySpace bulletins and shit, BYOB. Like Alain made money off this shit, bro.
Bro, we all know that was
He was Big Ruffin, bro.
who was it? Who was it? Omar and no, it was Omar. No, what's Omar's brother's name?
It was Dynasty.
Yeah, Dynasty, but
Dynasty.
Otto.
Otto, yeah, man, he's a great,
Yeah,
great
those
friend
guys
of
used to
mine,
be
man.
the
I
shit.
love Otto Perez. Dice,
Which,
Dice. Shout out to
Back
Otto.
then, for sure, Otto would have been playing some Drake in those parties because Drake just made history by debuting his new EP, and all 3 songs made the top 3 on the Hot 100. That means Drake just has a number 1 hit already, and the number 2, and the number 3.
How many did he release?
3 songs
Only 3.
in the EP.
So all 3 made it. So it's not like someone had to listen through 15 songs to pick 3.
No one in history's ever done this.
Because no one has just released 3 songs at one time.
People all the time. What are you talking? People release 15 songs at a time.
In an EP,
Drake
no one releases just 3 songs.
But the point is, think about it, right? If you release 15 songs in an album and you listen to your 3 favorite songs repeatedly, it should go to the top 3. But he released 3 songs that were all good. They were all good songs. I like Drake, and they were all good songs.
During the pandemic when stuff wasn't being released. Okay.
So what you're saying is he's a genius.
Yeah, man, and he's a great dad because of DJ Khaled now. DJ Khaled's motivating everybody to be great dads.
Exactly. He just said, you know what? I'm gonna make history by this. He's a genius. He released only 3 songs in the middle of a pandemic where people aren't releasing music like that. Obviously, because we'll get to another topic later on in OT about it, where 3 songs is all he did. No, what album has come out recently? Please tell me that you can be like, oh yeah, that was good. Oh, I heard that. Nothing. Frank?
I think Kanye is preparing a bomb. Kanye's next drop is going to be.
Oh, he
absolutely
with Kim Kardashian. It's going to be
my favorite artist ever, guys. Kanye West and Drake. Drake concerts are amazing, man. I've been to 3 of them.
I've been to 4 Drake concerts.
I've had the honor to go to 3 of them. They were lit.
4 Drake concerts. Did you go to the Drake and Lil Wayne concert?
Oh man, yeah, bro. Bayfront Park.
Yeah, that one was not Bayfront Park. It was in.
No, it was up north in West Palm. It was Drake and Lil Wayne.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think now it's called the Vodka Amphitheater. Wow, my dream was to watch Linkin Park, and then Chester passed away.
Oh yeah.
I saw Linkin Park at that same amphitheater where Drake versus Lil Wayne happened.
Damn, that must have been amazing.
Man. Yeah, well, Chester Bennington.
Speaking of Kanye, I went to the My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I went to that concert, and that concert in the AAA was.
Guys, I have the vinyl.
Fantastic. Wow. Such a great album, great concert.
I love Jesus.
When he puts his mind to an album,
Easy the billionaire. Have you seen the old footage of him saying what he's gonna be? I'm gonna be the number 1 recording artist. I'm gonna be a billionaire. And now look at him, man. That guy is powerful. Mentally.
Listen, the reason why Kanye hasn't put out a good album yet, or why he hasn't dropped anything, is because they have him on bipolar pills, right? And bipolar pills, they keep you even keel. And someone who's an artist like Kanye can't be on medication because you need to feel highs and lows. You need to feel feelings to write good music.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever seen somebody crying or feeling bipolar inside a Ferrari or on a yacht, bro? This guy's a billionaire. This guy's a billionaire.
No, listen.
Whoever tells me that they're bipolar,
no.
They have some sort of depression, and you have $1 billion. I hate to sound materialistic. Come on.
I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is he's for sure taking medication. I'm not saying that he's actually bipolar. I'm saying he's taking the medication for it. And when you take that medication, it takes away your highs and your lows. So what happens is if you're an artist and you can't feel you can't feel the passion of what you're doing. Imagine you, Frank. Imagine you're a passionate dude.
He's not inspired.
Exactly. So when you get off the medication, you're able to put out greatness. That's why we haven't seen, because Kim has had him, or anybody, I don't know who. They've had him on this because people they can't handle who he is. Maybe he's too lively for some people and they call him bipolar when really he's not. Maybe he's just who he is and people think he's
bro.
So what happens is he's taking this medication and it has him like this. Take him off that medication, and right now he's gonna come out with music. Watch, I agree with you. He's gonna come out with some golden music now.
That's what's up, brother. I can't wait, man. I need a new workout playlist.
So the next thing we have, Piers Morgan resigns from Good Morning Britain for his comments.
I saw that live, by the way.
Against Meghan Markle and Harry, which Sharon Osbourne, his friend, came out and defended him, and then decided to take away her comments and said she was wrong, and she agrees with the decision to let go of Piers Morgan. What do you feel about this, Melo?
He's good with the queen.
He is. Absolutely. He felt, you could tell he felt personal about the attacks that Meghan said, and I think that maybe he might have asked Sharon to, back away. I don't feel like she might have done that on her own. Maybe he said, hey, look, I don't want you to risk your career like I'm risking mine.
He tweeted back saying that her company made her do that.
Guys, this is the equivalent of
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Anderson in this country. That's the Piers Morgan is the equivalent of like Anderson Cooper walking off set. It's a big deal that he did that. He's good with the Queen. I mean, man, country wise, it's colossal. He walked off the set.
Yeah, and the way he did it was just mind-boggling. Like,
It's
he's
just
a big figure.
It's his opinion.
Donald Trump warned Harry, man, about Meghan Markle, man. Donald Trump told him to be careful with her, man. You guys seen have you guys seen it? You
I've
guys haven't
seen it.
that? Yeah, hey, my boy Trump is just out here to save lives.
The thing with Megan is that I don't like for her to say like, you know, she got into acting not because, you know, of it was a coincidence. She got into acting because, you know, she
Have you
wanted to
guys
be
seen her sex
famous.
scene? Have you guys seen her sex scene in that movie? Oh, you guys gotta go just Google Meghan Markle sex scene. She had a sex scene in
Not
a
in
movie,
Suits?
Bro. Nah, she
was
a
amazing in
library
Suits.
sex scene. Yeah, man, imagine being Prince Harry and you go on YouTube and you YouTube that shit. That could fuck you up in the head.
No, bro. Imagine.
No,
being
I mean
Prince
with him I
Harry.
wouldn't say, but I'm just saying like with more with them
If I
it's
were him,
just,
I'd go do a movie scene just like that too, just to be even, you know?
with her it was just stuff she's trying to get off, like, oh yeah, you know, I wasn't Googling them or anything like that. Like, you know who they were.
Yeah, that's
you can't tell me
ridiculous.
you got into being an actress
Hey, you guys
because you
believe-
wanted to be famous and make money. You didn't get into it because of by accident. You didn't fall into
I personally
acting.
believe that this woman is full of shit. She reminds me of a girl I was in my third grade class. Had the same smirk. She moved. Yeah, they moved the same, right? She was like that, full of shit. You want to believe her? But she's full of shit. That's Meghan Markle. Like, I want to believe she's a good person because in my heart, I can't believe somebody's so full of shit. But she's full of shit.
Listen, it sounds like you want to cancel Meghan Markle, but would you cancel Mrs. Piggy for what she's done to Kermit the Frog?
No,
Do
I
you
wouldn't
think
cancel.
she has been harassing him, taking advantage of Kermit the Frog?
Beating him,
Beating him?
domestic violence.
Is that what cancel culture is saying now?
Should
That's
Miss
funny.
Piggy be canceled? I'm
What
just
we're
asking.
saying because, you know,
She
Pepe
reminds
Le
me
Pew
of
got
that
canceled.
actress that hates Trump. I forgot her name. There's
Wait,
an
wait,
actress.
everyone
that-
hates Trump.
Which
you,
one?
you just said name an actress that hates Trump. Is
Which
that what
one?
you just said?
A blonde one, a chubby one that looks like Miss Piggy.
Oh, Amy Schumer?
Amy, that one, Amy.
Amy
Yeah,
Schumer.
yeah.
She's
Hey,
gonna
guys
play
know-
Miss Piggy in a live action.
You guys know that Winnie the Pooh is canceled in China?
Yes, but that's because they compared that guy to Winnie the Pooh.
President. Bro, that guy is soft. Come on, man. Like, you really canceled Winnie the Pooh because they said that he looks like you? I would have
Yeah.
clapped it off.
Yeah,
now
but
it's worse. Now it's worse because everybody's going to want to see this shit now.
Yeah.
I would have just been like, haha, it would have been over in 2
They
days.
actually
But now
canceled
it's worse.
a-
You canceled
so-
it. We're all Googling this.
There was a video game that had a depiction of Winnie the Pooh in it because it was a Chinese video game that had Winnie the Pooh in it, and they took it out of streaming services because China's one of the biggest markets to sell video games. So China's like, take that out of your streaming service.
Guys, this is why I'm not in politics. I think these cats are psychopaths. All these cats that have political power have something weird going on. Trust me. I've been to Capitol Hill. My wife is part of Turning Point USA. Nope. Disconnected.
Don't worry about it. No, it's fine. Keep going.
My wife is part of Turning Point USA. I've been around these political cats, man. These guys are cooked. They're like playing a character. When you talk to them, you're not talking to like a person. You're talking to a dude who's like playing a character. I promise you, man. It's the weirdest thing ever.
Listen, I totally agree with you. Have you seen what's coming out of North Korea recently? Kim Jong-un's sister warns the U.S. not to cause a stink. She's telling Joe Biden to watch out with his administration, that they're pretty much going to do whatever they want to do, so they better be careful. That's alarming because we never heard that coming from them before. So now listening to this is a little surprising to me.
During the Beijing Olympics, the media kept glorifying her. They would zoom into her like left and right. Oh, Fulanita from North Korea. Oh,
I mean, she looks better than Kim Jong-un, so I'm not surprised.
brother, you know what I would? This is why I can't be in politics. Right now, we know when Trump and Kim Jong Un shook hands at the summit.
Yeah.
Yo, if I was president, I would have walked up to him, grabbed his hand, dragged him in, and gave him a fucking Stone Cold Stunner right there, bro. Like right there, bro. I would have Stone Cold.
You would have
Stunner,
caused a World War III.
bro. Dude, like I can't just like see this guy and shake his hand and not fucking like drag him in, fucking kick him and give him a fucking Stone Cold Stunner, bro. Like that thought crosses my mind.
So
That's
do
why
you
I
think
can't-
it was wrong for him to go to North Korea and shake his hand then? Do you think he shouldn't have done that?
No, here's the thing. He was trying to denuclearize them, but it was fucked up on the end that Otto, the kid that got arrested in North Korea.
Okay.
I forgot his last name. His name was Otto something. That they basically killed him in North Korea. They jailed him for taking a political poster. You know the story?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They sent him back to us as a vegetable. So Trump had his family over at his presidential State of the Union address, and Trump had fucking tweeted, "Oh, North Korea killed Otto." I forgot his last name, and all this stuff. And then next thing you know, he's praising North Korea, bro. It's kind of disrespectful to the family of Otto, bro.
It is. I agree.
But then you got to think about politics. He's a political figure. He's trying to take the nukes from North Korea. He's got to shake his hand, bro.
That's what I tell so when I have these discussions with people and they tell me that Obama went to Cuba because it was for Cuban Americans, I find disrespectful that Obama went to Cuba and shook Fidel Castro, the Castro people's hands.
Sat down with Raul Castro and watched a full baseball game, brother.
And here's what's frustrating. And here's what I tell people about that as being a Cuban, because they say, oh, but Trump's shook hands with Kim Jong-un, and I said, yes, well, Kim Jong-un has nukes that can destroy a whole state in this country. If you tell me Cuba has the capabilities of doing that, I will say, okay, Obama, thank you for going and doing that. But until then, what Obama did to me makes no sense as a Cuban man, because it benefited us in no way. Korea benefits us because right now Korea just sends us warning shots. When was the last time you heard Cuba sending us, please Cuba, send us warning shots, because we would just fucking laugh. But a place like North Korea is a fucking serious thing, which I totally understand why Trump went over to shake his hand.
I would have loved for Cuba to send something like that, because I would have laughed.
Oh, it's just
the greatest laugh of my life for Cuba to be threatening the United States of America.
Let me tell you, man, the reason why they do that, bro, and I'm going to tell you why. And you guys could look up this history. It's really fascinating. Russia gave Cuba the Tsar Bomba. The Tsar Bomba is the single largest nuclear bomb in the world.
Bro, the 60% of Cubans are named after Russians.
So we have the Castle Bravo, which is number 2. We have the Castle Bravo Bomba. Okay, Cuba technically is Russian. The Tsar Bomba is Russian. But Cuba technically could deploy it. You could look into it's crazy. Like during the missile crisis, Miami was going to be attacked. It's declassified information by the U.S. government to blame it on Cuba. I don't know if you guys know this. Have you guys ever seen the articles on this? Go on Google, put CIA declassified, Miami being attacked. The Miami New Times had a huge article on it. They were going to attack Miami to blame it on Cuba. You can't trust the U.S. government. This is all the declassified stuff.
You can't trust anybody, dude.
That's why, man, I can't be in politics, man. My first action in office, bro, I didn't invade Cuba or Russia. I have something to say about it. I bombed the shit out of them. And then I go to Palacio Miraflores in Venezuela, and I'll drag Maduro out. And whoever gets mad at that is going to get bombed too. And, bro, I solved all that communism bullshit, and I saved generations of people's lives, bro. Like Pinochet style. Augusto Pinochet in Chile, the way he went about ending communism was magical. He would hang commies from helicopters, bro. Scarface style. That's how Augusto Pinochet cleaned out communism in Chile. If it wasn't for Pinochet, Chile would be like the poorest country, Venezuela 2.0.
Listen,
Chile is capitalist because
as one of our fans making this, saying this, going back to Megan, I don't like that she implied that her son was denied security in the title because he was mixed, and they continue to say her son isn't even in line for the title. It had nothing to do with her. Sticking with this topic, thank you so much for tuning in. Sticking with this topic, the Bachelor results came out. And here in the Four Quarter Show, we watched the Bachelor show and what's going on with the whole issue of
what happened there?
Of race and everything. And the winner of the Bachelor happens to be the same girl who is canceled and is racist. And I forgot her name. Do you know what her name is?
Her name was Rachel.
Rachel. She won the whole event, which begs the question:
who was right about that? Mello said that 3 weeks ago, saying that I feel like the reason Chris Harrison came out and tried to defend her was the fact that he knew who won the show or who got the final rose and who was going home with Matt. And to protect her, like he's protected all the other bachelorettes and bachelors, was to, defend them.
Frank, do you know what's going on? Or do you want me to explain real quick?
I'm just thinking of the fact that on mainstream media, there's a show where one guy gets to pick from like 30 chicks, or vice versa. One chick gets to pick from 30 guys, and that's not canceled, but Dr. Seuss is. What's going on?
The thing with Dr. Seuss is I understand
Hey, by
that
the way,
the
Alain was the Bachelor at South Miami, bro. Like, just like the
bro,
show.
you're gonna be a regular on the show, bro. Listen,
This guy had a
He
different
talks so
name.
good about me. I don't know why.
Hey,
I
you
wasn't even
understand,
that
bro,
cool.
This guy's all over the yearbooks, bro. I looked at my brother's yearbook the other day, and I'm like, yo, like, why the fuck is Alain on every fucking page, bro? Like, who the fuck is Alain, bro? Hey, and for homecomings and proms, it was like a different chick. It was like if you put a baseball lineup for Alain,
He's like Jeter. He's like Jeter.
oh man, just like Jeter, bro. There's some big names in that lineup, bro. Let me tell
Listen,
you, man. It's an expensive lineup. It's an expensive
Listen.
lineup.
This Bachelor was. I don't know if you are aware of what happened, but one of the finalists, she was caught with a Confederate flag in the back, and she was in a Confederate party.
Well, no, it was that. I don't think it was that. I think it was just the party
Are you
was
sure?
Yeah, I think the part. I mean, I think our audience could tell us if I'm not wrong. The party was a antebellum party.
Tremenda
So they,
movida.
so they
Tremenda
were
movida.
dressed up like with all that like racist
Yeah, that's
things.
why Lady
But I don't know if
Antebellum
Confederate
team
flags were at the party. I don't know.
I could have sworn there was a Confederate flag in the back of.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Guys, you know what we should all do? We should all just chip in some money and buy Epstein's Island. It's for sale. We signed Tijuana with like so you could clean out the bad vibes, and that's a nice place to live, bro.
Listen, here's the thing. We
Hey,
tried cleaning out the
36
bad
It's
vibes.
$36 million, bro, in the market.
We just finished talking about how Dolphin Stadium was.
Yo, the vibes in Epstein Island are dark, bro.
I know.
Oof.
Yeah.
Hey,
Do you
but
think
know
he
what,
killed
bro?
himself?
Nah, man, Epstein is hanging out somewhere right now. With
Yeah?
Of course.
You don't even
bro.
think he's dead?
No, bro. That guy's probably still in the same house in West Palm where he used to live, bro.
I think they just sold
Bro,
that
that
house,
guy's in
bro.
broad daylight.
I believe
guy
that house
goes-
just
that guy
got
goes to
sold.
Publix without a mask. And if
That
he
house
doesn't
just got.
care.
I promise you, people would see Epstein coming, man.
He'll pose for the picture. He won't give a fuck, bro. That guy gives no. It's true. He was above the law, bro. He was. It was why? Because he was a billionaire. And guys, you know what? He stole his billions. Which
You
is
see-
it's so much more remarkable. This guy robbed the hedge fund because the hedge fund manager was gay, right? And he didn't want to be ashamed of his family that some dude stole 30 bill from him. So he just kept it quiet, bro, because he didn't want to take the public out.
What was
and Epstein got away with it.
What was his assistant's name? The girl that was.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
You see,
yeah,
I think she was the mastermind. I don't think it was all him. I think she was the
Brother,
big dog. It's
think about
always
the brainwashing that's going on. Whatever happened to her? We know she got roped, and then what?
exactly.
Talk about it.
Think about it,
This
dude. It
woman
was
has the
her.
names of a global child trafficking ring. This woman, Ghislaine Maxwell, has Prince Andrew's by the balls.
That's why.
Andrew's
Remember when?
balls.
Okay, here's the thing. When Epstein was arrested, Trump was like, "Hey, fuck that guy." When Maxine got arrested, she's like, "I wish her well."
You know what I think's happening, guys? You know how, like in Cuba, there's like patriots that would try to attack the regime and the government.
You mean like a
And there's
dictatorship?
patriots that are anti-Castro. There's got to
Communism?
be some American patriots that are anti-Biden. You know, the guy robbed the election. There's got to be some red.
How'd you flip this into a Biden robbing the election? Tú eres un animal.
Because it was highway robbery, brother. And it's such bullshit.
Welcome to
and
overtime.
You know what pisses me off? You know what pisses me off?
Dímelo.
That the people that voted for Biden know that it's bullshit and don't care. Like, there's not a single soul in this
You know
planet
what,
that
to
believes
defend-
that Joe Biden won the election. I don't. You could be a hell of a fucking Antifa. Sorry for the word. You could be Antifa. You could be a Biden fan. You know in your heart of hearts that he did not win. That's what bothers me the most.
Do you think the Nets give a fuck how they won last night?
No.
The Nets last night won with a travel call that wasn't a travel. Hey, if you win, you win,
I
baby.
understand, but okay, but then think about a free country. They work for us. We don't work for them. We the people are supposed to be the ones who establish the law and live under the Constitution. Dude, our country has been overtaken by billionaire pedophiles, bro, and big tech. Like right now, Bill Gates is trying to inject all of us. That could not stop computer viruses.
Frank, bro,
What the hell?
listen.
Why is he trying to stop human viruses?
Listen, you know what's beautiful
Bill Gates is not a doctor. He's not a scientist.
You know what's beautiful about this country? What's beautiful about this country is Biden's gone in 4 years, and then we got somebody else, dude. And it's
I'm
just
never
all over
voting
again.
again. Never.
Yeah, you are. I know
I
you
swear
are.
to God, I'm not. If I don't see some like uprising or some like crazy shit of like, okay, I'm gonna go vote. Like if this remains as is, I will never vote again. Because what am I voting for? Another Republican establishment guy? It's the same thing as a Democrat. It's an establishment. They pick the Republican, they pick the Democrat. It's both sides of the same coin. Trump was us. It was an outside guy. It was not
So
he was not a politician. It was a truth teller, a swamp drainer.
So we have a fan. They want to get back to The Bachelor.
Yeah, sorry guys, bro. Sorry.
It's okay, Frankie.
worries.
Frankie, see, you
You
understand
get
what's
emotional,
going
you
on.
get passionate.
So back to The Bachelor. How do you guys feel about James breaking up with her? We believe it was inevitable. I think he knew he was going to do it. These people never end up together. And
That's not true.
most of the time they don't.
I'll be honest with you. So I've never been a big watcher of The Bachelor, and I saw the one before with Claire and Tasha, and then I saw this guy, and to me, like, just from first watching him and hearing what they were saying, like, oh, he's never been in love and all this other stuff, I'm like, I don't want to say it. I don't want Bachelor Nation to come after me, but I feel like he just wasn't in it for the right reasons. I feel like he was in it to be popular, to maybe see if he found a connection. But in my eyes, I thought he wasn't going to. So when all this came out, he chose Rachel before all this came out. And then after, I feel like maybe he used that as a scapegoat to be like, guess what, Rachel? I don't want to be with you because of this and that. I don't know because I'm not.
You see, here's the thing.
I don't know that stuff.
I agree with what you're saying. I agree he was in it for the wrong reasons because Bachelor could use this as a good opportunity to teach people mistakes that people can change, that they're not sure about things, and they decided to skip that, and he just broke up with her, and that's it.
But I'm saying he could have. If his whole thing was, oh, you have a lot to learn before that, why couldn't he have taught her that?
Exactly, and that's why the thing is he fell in love with her, and I feel a bad person, you would see those things from her, and he fell in love with this girl on the show, and that could show that she's actually a genuine person, just with a bad past, and they could have showed, hey, she grew from this and learned from it, and no, pa nada. He broke up with her. That's it. Moving on. Let's hire 2 females to do the next Bachelor, and let's move on from this.
I felt like that definitely, but again, it might have been Matt's choice. I feel like Matt was never really sincere about it. Again, I don't know the guy. It's just from what I caught from it, he was never sincere about really going in there being like, yeah, I want to marry whoever it is, because he didn't even ask her to marry her. He just gave her the final rose to choose her. So to me, he never had those intentions. So when this came up, it was a perfect scapegoat for it. It was a perfect thing so people can be like, oh yeah, he's really not an asshole or a dick for it. You know, he left her because of this. When in reality, he was probably going to leave her all along.
Well, moving on to the next topic. I know Kenny's going to like this topic. Frank, do you play 2K? Do you play Xbox?
I do. And my favorite version of 2K is 2K5 with Ben Wallace on the cover, man.
Oh, man, that's the best one. 2K wants to raise its prices to $70 now a game. And with that being said, I am never, ever buying a 2K game again unless it's a 10 for 10. They keep coming out with the same game every fucking year, and now you want to charge me $70 when you're doing microtransactions that are making billions of dollars, and it makes no sense why you're trying to now take more money and saying that us fans are ready to pay $10 extra. Well, back then, when the N64 came out and we were paying $50 and they charged us $60 for a game, it made sense because you were giving us a better product. Now you're going to charge us an extra $10 for the same shitty product, even though you're getting microtransactions and getting paid billions of dollars after. You're coming out with DLC content that's charging us $20 extra, and then microtransactions. Oh, get this loot box. Oh, find this loot box. Charge us $5 for a fucking wristband. Yo, fuck 2K.
They've been testing that for years. Think about it. They dropped the $60 version, and then like the Kobe Bryant Gold edition or the so-and-so edition that is like $50 more. They do it with Madden too. MLB The Show's the same thing. So I feel like they've been testing that for years, man. And now they're trying to push it. And to be honest, they're going to be successful, man. There's people that are.
Of course they are, because it's the only thing that it's a monopoly.
It's the only NBA game, only basketball game you can play.
Eliminate bandwidth in their online gaming chats. Like for example, like let's say they charge more for the game, they'll have less players online, better bandwidth, and still make the same profit. Man.
To me, again, 2K has just been the same game. So
every time,
I would say yes, I wouldn't buy it if you say you're not going to buy it. If
I'm not going to buy it.
CK says he's not going to buy it. If the guys who I play 2K with are saying they're not going to buy it, I have no reason to buy it because I like playing with my boys.
Melo, Align, what are your favorite versions of Madden and 2K of all times? Year.
Oh, the TO one. NFL 2K5
Oh,
is the
NFL
best.
2K.
That was NFL. Yeah, NFL 2K was the best one.
And then MVP.
I remember I challenged to play in the ESPN 2K with Teal in the cover, and they had like a zoom in cam with a yellow line and the ball measured. I'm like, fuck, Madden doesn't have this. That game was badass. McNabb had a rocket in that game. I think Mike Vick, Madden 04, he was unstoppable. Michael Vick, MVP baseball with Manny Ramirez.
And that's the one I was just about to say. MVP Baseball 2005 is the best baseball game of all time.
Amazing, man. Wow, I love that game. I would love to plug in the PS2 and fucking play that right now. Like right now. I wish I could do that right now. MVP Baseball 05. Manny Ramirez was a beast in that game. I remember the home run derby. I would just sit there at home all summer long. Bam, bam. And I played a full 162 games, franchise mode. In my head, I'd win the World Series and stuff. I would have like a ridiculous lineup. I'd take away the trade decline in settings. So I'd trade like Braden Looper for Manny Ramirez. Yeah.
Bro, you had...
I was stacked. I had Derek Jeter at Pro Player Stadium wearing number 2, bro. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was stacked, man.
So, yeah, for me, the Manny Ramirez MVP 2005 is the best.
I broke the home run record with Hesop Choi in that game, bro.
Hesop Troy. Bro, when we let go of Derek Lee for Hesop Troy, I was like, what are we doing?
Dude, I hit like 80 home runs in franchise mode and MVP with Hesop Troy.
On rookie?
Barry Bonds record. I think it was on pro or something. I couldn't lose, dude. I would just turn off the game. I had like this whole undefeated thing going in my head. I remember one time I was really not trying and I was taking an L and I just turned it off. Dude, I literally won. It's crazy. I went 162-0. I was a dangerous kid, man.
Frankie C, the last topic of the night on OT. Did you watch the Grammys? When you
grow up a Canes fan, man. You watch your team win 54 in a row at home.
Did you watch the Grammys?
No, man, but I heard that the ratings pummeled by 50%, which is insane. Which circles back to tell you that the country's sick of it. They're tired of the narrative, man.
I think they're tired of, just the right artists not being nominated.
Look,
or
man.
I feel that the country's tired of being told what we're supposed to like and what's supposed to be good.
I would love to understand the other side. Like, for example, I would love to sit down at a table with somebody who wants Dr. Seuss to be canceled.
Well, how about this? Frank. Let me test you out here, Frank. Let me test you out here. I'm going to give you the record of the year nominees, and you tell me who you think should have won.
Before that, because he's talking about Dr. Seuss, and the thing is, I understand why people are upset about Dr. Seuss. If you actually look at the art of the book, it's actually pretty racist. What he says is not racist, but what is drawn is racist. So if they go back and edit it, I totally understand it. Like, I totally respect the fact that you want to edit it and sell both versions to teach kids, look, this is bad and this is good.
That's a solid point. That's the media doesn't explain it that way, man. They make it political.
When you want to cancel something like racism, I totally understand, because the drawings in that book are racist. When you want to cancel Pepe Le Pew, that's a different conversation. I won't agree on that. It's a fucking skunk falling in love with a cat, and I'm not going to understand how.
Or Mr. Potato Head, it's a potato
because
head.
At that point, if you can, for me, when I see that, I consider that art, right? So music is art, movies is art, video games is art. So we got to start canceling everything across the board. Pepe Le Pew is a cartoon character. You're going to cancel that, then you got to cancel music, you got to cancel movies, because it's just art. So it's just makes
you
no
literally have
sense.
to cancel everything from your past.
Imagine you guys were in political positions and you had to deal with all that garbage. It's not worth it, man.
I'll just listen to whoever's paying me the most.
Well, Frank, like 100%. I said, I'm going to give you record of the year. I'm going to give you the nominees, and you tell me who you would have picked for this category to win. All right. So first up, we got Beyonce with Black Parade. Then we have Black Pumas, Colors. Billie Eilish, Everything I Wanted.
That was a good one.
The Baby featuring Roddy Ricch, Rockstar.
I love that one.
Doja Cat, Say So. Post Malone, Circles.
I love Post Malone.
Megan Thee Stallion featuring Beyonce and Savage. And Dua Lipa, Don't Start Now.
No Drake.
No Drake was nominated. Out of all those, who would you have picked?
Dua Lipa. She's a rock star.
Dua Lipa. The winner was Everything I Wanted, Billie Eilish.
I agree. I love that song. I'm sorry. I fucking love that song.
That's that green chick.
Yes.
That's a good song. It's
That's
about
like
It's
suicide.
a good song, but
It's a good song. No, it's actually a beautiful song.
You know what
I
it is to
disagree.
win a Grammy for whispering in a song, bro?
the Yang
That's what
Twins?
she does. She whispers. All her music is whispering.
Hey, listen, there's one of the best songs of all time. Pitbull is in it. The Whisper song. Hey, no, I don't think Pitbull was in that one, was he?
I don't think it was.
What did they call it?
I was remembering his heyday, bro. That
Hello, mama,
playlist.
let me whisper in your ear. Tell you something you might like to hear. You got a sexy ass body and your ass looks soft. Oh my god, what are they called?
The Yin Yang Twins.
Oh, the Yin Yang Twins.
Yin Yang.
The Whisper song, baby. Classic.
Oh, yeah.
Whisper. That song should have won a Grammy.
Man, remember Crump Juice? Lil Jon, the East Side
Man.
Boys. Damn, we grew up in an era. Usher's Confessions.
That,
Man, Billie Eilish.
that was when R&B used to sell.
Billie
Well-
Eilish, man. How old is that girl? Like, she's like 18, right?
It looks like you are all filming from the same house.
Well, two of us are.
Well, two of us are in the same
Damn,
house.
Jordan Anderson. You sound like a Hall of Famer. Jordan Anderson.
Well, the point of the whole Grammys thing was that there was a lot of controversy because The Weeknd,
Jordan
who came
Anderson
out
had a
with
great-
a great album, Blinding Lights, he did not get nominated for one category this year.
Well, he canceled the Weeknd. Said he was done
Now,
with Grammys.
he did it because he didn't get nominated at all. So
kept
he
it-
told his record label, "Don't send any of my songs ever again to the Grammys to be nominated for
Why?
anything."
He kept the gangster.
Because he feels some sort
Because
of
they weren't, because he wasn't going and kissing ass, and that's exactly where the Grammys have gone. Where whoever you're paying more to, whoever you're kissing ass to, whoever they want, to promote, like Taylor Swift, who, let's be real, that Folklore album wasn't that great.
wasn't.
Say whatever you want, it wasn't
Katy
that great.
Perry is better. But whoever gets the main event push from the label is the one getting the main event push, man. The marketing behind it. There's a company called YG that does K-pop. You guys know Blackpink, the K-pop group. They're better selling than Drake because they're international. So this company YG recruited these chicks when they were like 15, put them in a boot camp for 4 years where they all lived together, studied together, and then they launched them 5 years later. Like, they made these chicks like robots. There's a whole documentary on it. It's on Netflix. Look it up. It's called Blackpink. So they literally created 5 music artists. The label makes you. You're as famous as the label makes you. There's people out there that are more talented than, let's say, Lady Gaga, right? And they'll just never make it mainstream or prime time because they don't have the record label. The record label manages the game. That's all it is. You guys have to
Right.
watch the documentary, The Defiant Ones, on HBO. I don't know if you guys ever watched it. It's with Eminem, Dr. Dre, the creation of Beats by Dre, the deal
It's
with Apple
amazing.
fell off.
You see how Dr. Dre got fucking.
The
beat
deal
at
with Apple fell off because when Beats and Apple signed the deal, Jimmy Iovine told them not to talk about it.
because
And he signed to a party.
Dre was like, yo.
They threw a party, $1 billion boys club.
Dre was like,
And
yo.
Apple was like, yo, deal's off. And they meant it too. They literally killed the deal. But then
Yeah.
they picked it back up.
And then Dr. Dre learned how to do business. And
Guys,
that's what.
when Beats by Dre was getting pushed, we're talking about Michael Phelps, the Olympians in the press
Everybody.
conferences.
I
Like,
remember.
Yep.
the NBA, MLB, NFL had to make like guidelines and rules for these guys to put like a sticker over the beat because it got
It
to a
was-
point in time where everybody was wearing.
It was genius marketing. They would send out to the best
Marketing,
Olympians.
brother.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
Man, I remember in high school, man, I got my hands on some beats that I found, bro, and these things were badass. They were like the studio ones, bro.
I remember.
Yeah, man. Beats by Dre.
All right, Frankie. Thank you so much for joining
Yo,
us, too.
guys,
We appreciate
thanks for
it.
having me, man. It's been so much fun. Blessings.
Can't wait to have you back, dude. We love you. We'll let you know when we have another spot available.
Thank you,
Absolutely,
man.
Thank you so
I hope,
much.
I hope I can be back soon, man. You guys let
Absolutely.
me know, man. I hope I have a new
Absolutely.
home with you guys.
I'll
Hope you guys
definitely
have
let
more
you know,
fun, man.
dude. Hey, every time
Take
the
it easy.
Dolphins make a splash, bro, I'm gonna call you up.
Brother, when the Dolphins are playing in the Super Bowl, us three are going to be sitting there in that stadium, wherever it is. We're just going to be
Listen.
sitting there, like with a beer in our hands.
I'm actually gonna give you a call because we might go to Tampa to go watch the Dolphins play Tom Brady. So
Let's go. Thanks,
That's gonna
Steve.
be a fun trip.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Steve.
Got it,
guys.
brother. Thank you
Take
so
care.
much.
Frank, have a good night, man. Thank you so
Thanks.
much again.
Thanks, Alain. Thanks, Willow.
Well, that was a amazing show today. Not only have our 27th show, but also celebrate Just Too Sweet Show's 50th episode today. And that was on day 316. Tune in to watch the Just Too Sweet show every Tuesday before us at 6:30. We come in every Tuesday at 8:30 to tune in so you can watch us talk sports all day long.
I think we should close out the show with one more Rumpelstiltskin, Rumpelminsk.
I don't think it's called Rumpelstiltskin. I believe
I just said it because,
Rumpelstiltskin.
it just close enough. But before, we take this final shot to close out episode 27, just want to let everyone out there know, Pop Culture Pros, is the one sponsoring us. Gonna chime out the shows throughout the week. Tomorrow, I believe, we have the Put It in the Book show, episode 100, Triple Digis show of the Put It in the Book show, the Mets show. I know it must not be easy to talk about the Mets because
100th show tomorrow?
100th. It's not easy to talk about the Mets, so I give those guys a lot of props. Granny's Peach Tea is on hiatus until next week because, the guys are out there on vacation and they're saving up just for that. Oh, no, wait. Oh, I lied. The boss is saying on 30/31. So 2 weeks from now is the 100th episode of the Put It in the Book show.
So sorry. Melo's first time.
Yeah, I know, apparently.
Well, Melo, can you please tell the fans about your new show that you have yet to invite me on?
I will say I'm getting there. So we have, again, Granny's Peach Tea will be coming back the next week with their whole review about Justice League, the Snyder Cut, which we will be watching on Friday. So we'll see what we do about that.
We will be
talk
watching
about it. Who knows if I stay awake the whole time, if he stays awake the whole time.
I'm going to make sure he wakes up. I'll have the popcorn ready for everybody. You know what?
Oh, a double shot. Oh, for both shows? Oh, boy.
Hey, it's happening.
So we'll do one now, and then we'll do the one to close it out. Here we go. Wow. So yeah, Grannish PT will be back next week.
Has
Jader and Cal will be on this week. I'm not too sure on what day.
have they talked about the Snyder Cut yet, or will they?
They're waiting until next week to talk about it.
Steve, link us up with Jader and Cal. Put it in the chat. Let's see if we can be on their show or they come on our show.
They're very picky about the people that are on their show.
Yeah, but it's us.
I know. I'm just saying they're very picky. It is what it is.
Well, hopefully they can link up with us, bro. We're fun guys. We can talk about movies. I just don't think they've heard our podcast enough to know how smart we are when it comes to movies.
I don't think so either. But either way, they're coming up, I believe, this week. Then next week, Monday, we have the A to Z show with Mr. Eric Zan. He is the Conan O'Brien, the David Letterman of Pop Culture Pros, and I produce for his show too. And then again, next Tuesday, we have the Just Too Sweet show, episode 51. And then right after that, it's the 4 Quarter show.
Also, shout out to Steve for chugging, I believe it was 8 beers today, doing his Stone Cold impression on 316 on the Just Too Sweet show. So that was flipping awesome, Steve. Honestly, I wanted to do it, but I'm so happy you're the one who took charge of that and did it for the boys. So that was flipping awesome.
If you missed that, you do want to see the Just Too Sweet show, episode 50. It was like minute, maybe 20, 25. He just gets two to the face, another two, and another two. So it was definitely a must-see event.
Steve's a Giants fan, right?
He is.
Well, so Steve, if the Giants make a big splash before Tuesday, you will be on the show so we can hear your take. Because I want Steve to be, even though you're, of course, our Giants correspondent, Frank is our Dolphin correspondent. Steve is going to be the Giant correspondent so we can hear his take on, you know what, even if the Giants don't make a splash, either this Tuesday or one of these Tuesdays, Steve is going to come on and talk Giants football so we can hear about it.
Boss, you heard it here first. Next week, it is, I believe, the 30th. Be on the show. We'll talk a couple quarters with you. New York Giants football, I don't want to be the only one to defend the Giants here because I'm getting tired of, defending how great Eli Manning is. First ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, there's a thing between defending the Giants and defending Eli Manning. What are you defending? I've agreed with you about Eli Manning being a great player.
It took you a minute though to come around. That's what I'm just saying. It took you
never
a minute
took
to
a
come
minute.
around.
I appreciate his
It took a
clutches and
minute.
greatness. It's just he's the greatest game manager. He is the most clutch game manager of all time.
Oh,
How
he's saying
about
he had
for
too
one
much
of
to
these
drink.
seasons? This is also true. Honestly, we had a. This isn't even counting the whiskey
Jameson
we had
took
earlier.
Yeah, and during the Justice Week show. But thank you, boss. That we will definitely keep in touch.
It's also 100 proof.
That was his idea. But next week, next week, taquitos and 1921 crema tequila.
Right before I go, should I record things from Cabo? Since we have this new way to show clips of the trip, should I start?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna record from
things.
Cabo, show you guys my trip because that's why we're doing the nice little Mexican special taquitos and some tequila. Because I'm gonna go to. I might even come on the show with my bathing suit on. Am I allowed to be shirtless on the podcast?
You can definitely be shirtless. Just be wary of the comments. Eric might chime in and be way too excited. So
He's
just
part of the Hollywood Blondes, so I'm down with that.
Oh, it was me? No, yeah. Next week is what? Is it the 30th?
Are you
I thought it was the
okay?
22nd.
No, next Tuesday's not the 30th.
Yes, the 22nd. Next week's the 22nd. The 22nd or the 30th, boss, or 31st. Anyway, I was gonna say one last thing before we signed off, and I can't remember what it was. You just said it. You had me there, and then you talked about taking your shirt off, and I was like, I got distracted. I mean, who wouldn't? Gosh darn it.
Oh, thank you so much, Jasmine. I appreciate that so much. Jasmine is for sure gonna get a shirt.
Is she?
Yes.
Oh, that's exactly what it was. For anyone watching right now at the end, make sure you chime in on your NCAA bracket tournament challenge, the first annual 4 quarters bracket tournament challenge. All you got to do is send us your bracket. Whoever gets the most points gets one of 2 grand prizes. You get either an official NCAA basketball, or you get a 4 quarters shirt and koozie. And you have the option of having it signed by none other than your favorite host of all time, Mello and the Line. So you definitely want to have those in before March 19th at 11:59 and 59 seconds a.m. 1 second later, and unfortunately, you will not be eligible. So make sure you get those in real soon. We'll definitely be posting this on the YouTube, IG, Twitter, all that good stuff.
I feel Jordan is gonna let us know all the songs of Whispering, but
I was waiting for it. It's been a minute.
I really want to see what's the list of Whispering songs because I was actually excited about that. While we wait, thank you for
With
being
this-
the best host.
The double shot, the boss said. Don't forget, we said it. Sorry. Pizza Pocket's better than Bagel Bites. Try it out. You have to cook them right in the oven, right, Adeline?
Absolutely. 14 minutes.
I guess let's close it out. We'll be in the chat. Again, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the number 4 quarters show. So that is the number 4 QUARTERSSHOW. And we'll answer you. Slide into the DMs. We're always there. We're here for you guys. Anything you don't like, let us know. Let us know how you felt about Frank. His emotion, his passion. Do we bring him back? What do we do? Do we pair him up with someone else? Tag team against us? You let us know. But with that, how do we always sign off this show?
I hope that you can leave this podcast and that it brought you some change.
And as always, that you left with some more common sense. Unlike Stephen A. Smith and Paul Pierce. We love you guys. Have a great night. Thank you so much. Happy St. Patty's Day for all you Irish folk out